Wow, the camera is 2 pixels in quality. That's not what I wanted. Incredible. Let's just do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Boom! You can see me now. What's up, everyone? How's everyone's day? Good morning, good evening, good night, good afternoon. Wherever you are in the world. What a day. What a day. Miggy, good evening on Twitch. JC, hey ho. Rush it, Dave. Hello, hello, hello. Logan, what's up? Game marks. Reiki lost the game. Unfortunate. We're gonna talk a lot about Limitless. We're gonna talk a lot about Final Fix. We're gonna talk about Audi, Cadillac, McLaren. There's so many things to talk about today. Elvis, greetings on Twitch. Pingu just pulled the Limitless. That's hype. Iceberg, what's up? Hadger differential. I'm not gonna go that far. Good morning from Texas. Good morning. Fastest chip usage in the last few years for me personally, especially if you went 3x early as well. Like, you could feasibly move through all 6 chips before the halfway point of the season, and it wouldn't even be bad. Trusting Bortoletto over Stroll? I think so as well. I'm leaning that way. I don't trust the gearbox anymore. I'm on fire? Thank you. Should we go Bortoletto instead of Paris? I mean, Bortoletto is like, there's no budget building option apart from like Colapinto and Bottas. And even then, like, do you even go and buy Bottas with their brake issues? I think like the only cheap asset that you like have to buy is Colapinto, and then everything else is just kind of ignore them and pray. Just try and dodge the DNF, I think, is the plan. Yeah, double cat with brake issues seems terrible. What's up, Kalendori? On Twitch. JC, Red Bull over Merc on Limitless. I don't think so. I think I'll still stick with Mercedes on Limitless. Uber, let's say Antonelli poles and wins the race. Leclerc qualifies second to finish the second. Leclerc will still get driver of the day, but Antonelli will probably have the fastest lap, right? So it has to be Ant over Leclerc. Yeah, Antonelli putting it top of P3 is really annoying. Or FP3 is really annoying. I'll pull the volume down a little bit. Sorry about that. Good morning, 2 a.m. from New Zealand. Bob Joe, go to bed. Russia Tape, good evening from India. We're ready. All right. We're gonna let some people trickle in. And for 5 in a row. First time messenger Pepper, what's up? I did not get... Oh, there we go. Kalendori, thank you so much for the resub. Let's make this box a little bigger. Alert box is not working as it should, but that's fine. That's fine. Thank you so much for the sub. Keeping top 300, also cool. How cool was it that you met Oscar in the Isle of Man? Yeah, that was insane. I'm so jealous. Antonelli 5 in a row. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Alright, while people trickle in, let's do F1 predicts for Monaco. How did it do last time around in Canada? 52 points, 40% accurate. That's not that great, is it? Nah, dropped in the global league. Went up in our league though. 27th out of 105. If you're playing F1 Predict this year, make sure to join my league. Is it here, right? Yeah, this is the code for the F1 Predict League. Are Cadillac a sell with their brake issues? I wouldn't double up on them. Let's just say that, Josh. Like, I was considering going Albon out, but I think I'm going to do Paris out now with their brake issues. But I don't think I have enough transfers or, like, concern to get Bottas out as well. I just got to pray, I think. I don't think you buy them. I think you sell Paris over Albon now if you have both. Let's see accuracy. Someone's on 70% accuracy. That's insane, but they're only 92nd in the league. How is that even possible? Oh, probably because they haven't played that much. They only have 127. Yo, Reiki, welcome to the supporter group. Thank you so much for the support. If you link your Discord to your YouTube account, you will be able to see the priority team submissions on the Discord. Albon drives me crazy. If I pick him with DNFs, if he doesn't, he scores a ton of points. That is the classic. Will Ollie make it? I think he will. What's your limitless lineup? I'll show you that in a second. We're going to do F1 Predict first. Make my predictions. Let's predict the podium. I have to go for my boys. The question is, do we chuck a cheeky Max Verstappen in there? I don't think so. I think I'm gonna put Kimi in third here. I think that's my podium. Apply the 2x chip on this always, just in case we get it right. We're gonna bet on, 18 points for Leclerc to take pole positions. You take that any day of the week. Qualifies highest, I'm gonna go for Hamilton. More points as well. Lovely, a lot of points up for grabs here. Will Aston Martin get a car into Q2? No. Which team will set the fastest pit stop time of the race? We're gonna go McLaren. No, we need to go all in Ferrari, even though Ferrari gives the least amount of points here. How many times will the red flag be used? Whoa. I'm just gonna say 0 because it's 20 points. Like, why would I bet on 1 or 2? You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna go 0. No red flags. Only safety cars. By Stroll or Bortoletto? I'd probably go for Bortoletto. Who finishes ahead in the Grand Prix? We're gonna go Bortoletto, 25 points, as long as he finishes. They look good this week. Oh, wait, what was it here? Hadjar? Oh, no, Hadjar's gonna be top. Sorry, I missed Hadjar here. Yeah, I don't think Bortoletto can catch him. It's gonna be Hadjar. Where does Colapinto finish? I think he is 11th to 22nd. I don't think he gets points this week. Who will set the fastest lap time of the race? We're going to go Charles Leclerc because he's going to be in pole. We will see all 22 cars complete the first lap of the race. I'm going to say no. More points, and I'd love to see some carnage. Not from an F1 Fantasy perspective, but you know what I mean. Boom! Those are my predictions. Let's talk F1 Fantasy. I'm in a good mood today. I'm excited for Monaco, man. By the way, if you don't have anywhere to be, this qualifying session is going to be insane, and we're staying live on both YouTube and Twitch to watch it. It's a special one. What's wrong with Stroll? Missed the free practice sessions? Basically, there's some gearbox issues on the Aston Martins. They don't know if they'll finish the race. And from what I've heard, they've not resolved the problem. So I don't think I'm going Stroll anymore. 144... Dude, what is my camera doing? Okay, there is something wrong with my camera because, like, I get that it's sometimes, you know, but it never auto-fixes the focus. Come on. Nope, it just doesn't find it. I actually have to restart it every time. It's so annoying, but I'm currently not living in the budget of getting a new camera. Like, look, it's fine like this, but it just doesn't find me. I don't understand what's wrong. If anyone knows, it's just a Logitech. I don't remember the model, but if anyone knows like a fix for this, please let me know on Discord, because it keeps happening and it's super frustrating, especially when I'm recording videos and I've been like yapping for 20 minutes and I look over and I've been in like 2 frames. I've been like 144p for the past 10 minutes and I have to re-record everything. That has happened multiple times to me. So if anyone knows a fix for that, either that it just doesn't drop the focus on me or that it finds the autofocus, because I don't know what to do. Stick with Leclerc for driver of the day. I think Leclerc is getting driver of the day. Yeah. Let's talk about my teams a bit. Calendori dropped some tips. I'll definitely keep that in mind, Calendori. Thank you. I probably have to wait until like at least July or August to afford it though. June is going to be a bit tough since I'm going to Barcelona. Now it's lagging too. Jesus. It's not going great. It's not going great. Hopefully it's fine. We'll let it resolve itself. I'm going to lower the volume slightly. All right, before we go into F1 Fantasy Talks, I have an announcement to make. I'll be in Barcelona next week. So next weekend, there's no deadline stream because I'm going to be in Barcelona for the Grand Prix. I'm going to be trackside. So cannot wait for that. If you are going, let me know on Discord and we can probably meet up on Saturday before qualifying. Or, you know, after FP3 or something. So if you're going to the Spanish Grand Prix, let me know on Discord. And we'll make sure to meet up. I'm gonna be there. I think I probably won't be there on Friday for the free practice sessions, but I'll be at the track on Saturday and Sunday. Why is your 2x limitless on Hammy? Because I'm gonna play differential. So let's talk about my main team first, and just make the transfer because we can always change our minds later. So right now, it's Leclerc. And I'm selling either Albon or Checo, I think. And before it was Albon for the cost cap. Now it's going to be Perez because of the brake issues that Cadillac are having. And I think it's actually going to be Bortoleto in. It's not my favorite transfer, but maybe like there's a chance that Bortoleto could be ahead of a McLaren here. They look to be the best of the rest in the midfield. And that could be like a 5+ pointer. So if you check F1 Fantasy Tools, we have Bortoleto. So posts, I would love to see post FP3 stats today. Bortoleto has a 30% chance of a 0.6 increase. That's pretty good. 39% of a 0.2 increase. I think that means he's probably the best option now. And I don't love buying the Audis here, but if they are so clearly best of the rest here in Monaco, you know, if he qualifies like P8, maybe P9, that's like two or 3 points. And then he finishes there, maybe someone ahead, DNFs. Could be like a position gained. Could be a point score. We just gotta hope that they don't, you know, absolutely bin it in the start. So, required points for Bortoleto. He needs 3 points for an increase of 0.2 million. I don't think he's reaching an 8-pointer. That, you know, something has to happen ahead of him for that to happen. But I think he can hit the 3-pointer, and I think that's where I'm going, rather than Stroll. Just because, like, Stroll looks good, right? But if they DNF, it's terrible. And at least Bortoleto with a 5-pointer, you know, if he gets another 5-pointer here, he could be on for an increase in... he could still be on for an increase due to his low price. And even if he only drops 0.2, I'm kind of fine with that. Because, like, Checo needs 5 points to just drop 0.2, right? So, right now, this is my team. With a 2x on Leclerc. So, I'm gonna confirm the changes now. We could change this later. Remember, you can make transfers and, you know, still change them. So these would be my teams, and the reason then that I'm doing, you know, Hamilton 2x on the Team 3 is to play differential. This team is so lost anyway. This was my budget building team, but it has a lower budget than my Team 2. My Team 2, by the way, it's only like 30k overall because the Limitless was terrible for it, because I Limitless in the wrong weekend. But the budget on this team is nuts. Okay, does anyone beat the budget that I have on my Team 2 right now? Please show me. I have 114.1 million on this. Please drop your budget in the chat. Does anyone beat 114.1? Granted, this team is only like 33k overall. Overall rank. But that's still pretty good. And it's only used the Limitless chip. So... yeah, this budget is insane. This was not supposed to be my budget building team, but I've just been really lucky with this team in terms of budget building assets. A bunch of 113s, 112s. Yeah, Jesus is indeed the correct term for this. 114.6 for Dodo. Yeah, that's huge. By the way, let's talk about this before we continue. 112. Yeah, a lot of people are at 112, 113. I'm slightly lower than that on my main team. My main team is like 111, I believe. 110.5, so even lower than that. I'm behind a lot of you in chat. Ooh, here we have some 114s. Why Leclerc over Hamilton, Rain? I just think Leclerc's going to take it in Monaco, man. Here we have some 114s in a row here from Dre, Paul, Martin. Santa Fe Rocket, thank you so much for the sub. Welcome to the channel. We're so close to 5k subs on YouTube, guys. We're this close. I've been pushing all spring. I would love to hit it. So, 110.5, this feels pretty shocking for being my main team. But it is like top 3k in the world, so... But look at this team. Alright, so 114 million. If I do this... I'm like very close. We can even do this. And then in terms of drivers, we could do... Let's do the cheapest possible, right? The cheapest possible, actually good. Or, you know, I don't know if it's good, but... I'm 1.3 million away. 1.3 million away from affording 4A on this team. 1.4 million, like, that's not a lot. 1.3 even. 1.3 from 4A already. That's how big the... And, like, Hulkenberg is dropping to 3.2 million. Bottas could definitely drop this week. Lance Stroll definitely drops if he DNFs, right? Bortoleto could drop. Lindblad is 100% dropping. I think we're gonna be on 4A in, like, 2 or 3 races time. And the question then just becomes, do you run 4A with cheap drivers? Or do you get, like... Isaac Hadjar in when he's dropped down to, you know, 10 million. 1.3 million is like one average weekend of bodybuilding? Yeah, it is. What's the minimum price an asset can be now? 3 million. 3 million is the floor. If you were doing differential, what 2x would you do? I would do Lewis Hamilton. I think Lewis Hamilton is a great differential pick this week. Who would you put the 2x on this week? Leclerc or Antonelli? Whichever one you have is the right answer. Which B-tier drivers would you avoid 100%? The only B-tier drivers I would 100% avoid are those that have no chance of even a 0.2 drop. So basically, Alonso, Gasly, Hulkenberg, Lindblad, Hadjar are the ones I would try and avoid. Because, like, there's no way they even get a 0.2 drop. I think it's fine owning, like, Albon, Lawson, Perez. You know what I mean? Maybe even Behrman. Because they could just drop 0.2 million, and that's okay. But Alonso and down here just don't have any chance of salvaging a 0.6 drop. So those are the ones I would always make sure to sell. And the only one I would, like, rush out to buy is Colapinto. Colapinto is the only, like, must-have asset, it feels like. Antonino Caruso, thank you so much for the sub. Welcome to the channel. Colapinto, best pick? Yeah, Colapinto is the best pick. I think Colapinto is, like, the only must-have B-tier assets. Like, even Bottas is, like, not must-have at all. Like, he needs 1 point. If he could definitely be on for a DNF. Why Albon? I mean, it's just... Albon's not awful, right? He's not good, but he's not terrible. He could get a 5-pointer. It's not impossible. He's not a must-sell. I wouldn't buy Albon at all, by the way. If you're buying someone, it would be Colapinto, Bortoleto, Ocon, maybe Stroll or Bottas if you trust them to not DNF. Do you think Stroll has a DNF risk? Yeah, huge DNF risk. Daniel Barrero, thank you so much for the sub. Behrman or Stroll? That's tough. I mean, Stroll could be a differential, right? And if he doesn't DNF, he's great for budget building. But if he, I just think his DNF risk is too high. Are you selling Russell this week? I have not owned Russell, but I think if I had Russell, I would sell, yeah. Leclerc, Antonelli. Antonelli looks strong at FP3. I think I'm going Ferrari here. I just think, like, even if Kimi wins, I think Leclerc takes driver of the day. Maybe. If Leclerc is, like, second. I'm going to bet on Leclerc this week. But you can always wait and do Final Fix. Final Fix looks really strong this week. Limitless or budget building? Limitless is kind of budget building. Not really today, I guess. Limitless. Yeah. Value Limitless. You want the points. No one's getting budget this week anyway, bro. Like, everyone's budget is effed, so if everyone's budget is effed, no one's budget is effed. You know what I mean? Sorry, what's a differential? A differential is a pick that, like, no one else has, or, like, not that many people have. So you can kind of look at the pick percentage. I think, so, for example, like, Leclerc is owned by 30% of people. Hamilton is only owned by 16%, that's half. And I think that difference is even greater among the top tier strategists. So if you have someone that someone else doesn't have, like, that's a differential pick for you, and there's a higher upside to it, right? I think Stroll is also very, very low owned. Yeah, Stroll is only owned by 3% of people. So if Stroll does well and you buy him, you're a genius, because no one else is going to have him and you're going to soar up the ranks. But granted, he is a DNF risk. Cadillac on fire doesn't worry you? Yeah, I'm very worried, which is why I'm selling one. I don't think I can afford to sell two, though. I think I'm just going to have to stick with Bottas and pray. Would you rather pick Stroll or an asset guaranteed to go down at least 0.2? It's really hard to call, man. If you want to take the... You go into it knowing that there's a high upside, very, very big downside potential for it. A big risk, high upside play. Again, Stroll is a huge differential. If he does well, you do well and other people don't do well. If he DNFs, you look like an idiot and you have to sell him next week. For one free transfer, do I take out Bottas or Albon? Ooh, it's hard. I think, like, Bottas could be one that you just keep long term, right? Like, if Bottas DNFs this race and goes down to 3.9, you could even, like, keep him long term and just accept that he's just gonna go up and down around this price forever. Hear me out, Ferrari plus Audi plus 3 premium drivers. I saw that on Twitter. I don't think that's the play. I'm way too scared of Audi DNFs to go for an Audi constructor. I think having Bortoletto is fine. Do you recommend Audi? No, not really. I hate owning Bortoletto. But I think he's fine for this week. I think he's kind of like my only option. You have Albon and Perez suggested ins. I have Colapinto as a bottle already. I'm doing Perez out for Bortoletto, most likely. Let's forget the price. Which one does better, Sainz or Ocon? I think Sainz will do better. Limitless Delta good for this week. Limitless Delta is insane this week. Probably the best week of the year for Limitless Delta. I've accepted Hulk long-term, sadly. That is fine. As long as they can fix their issues and stop DNFing, you should be fine for that. 2x Leclerc or Antonelli. I mean, if you have both, play autopilot, if you still have it. In terms of, like, which one to actually play, I don't know. That's tough to call. I'm splitting my strategies up. What are you thinking of the different Limitless 2x this week? Differential Limitless, like, I mean, you either Max Verstappen is a big differential. He's only owned by 70% of people, and those are not people among the top. I think Russell is a big differential as well. A lot of people have sold him. Hamilton, I think, is a big differential on the 2x. I think basically anyone that's not Leclerc or Antonelli is going to be a differential on the 2x. So if you're playing Limitless and you want to play a bit risky, I would go for that. Would you keep Antonelli or change him for Leclerc or rolling one? I talked about it in my final thoughts video yesterday. It depends on how keen you are using the final fix. I'm making the transfer on this team and saving the transfer on this team. But I'm likely final fixing in whoever is on pole. The problem with selling Checo for Bortoletto instead of Albon for Bortoletto is I can't afford Russell and Verstappen, so if they're on pole, I just gotta ignore it. But yeah, like, buying Leclerc, let's say that Antonelli puts it on pole. If Leclerc's P2, I don't think I sell Leclerc, because Leclerc could take Antonelli in the start. We've seen that multiple times this year, and I think Leclerc would send it. But if Antonelli's, like, first on pole, I have Leclerc, and Leclerc puts it like P5, P6, I think I'm using final fix on Antonelli. Everyone make sure you have budget to FF plan. Yeah, I mean, I can't afford Russell and Verstappen with the current strategy I have, but I think that's fine. I just gotta, you know, hold the L, I guess, if that happens. Behrman or Bottas to Colapinto? If you can afford Bottas up to Colapinto, I would do that move, I think. But you also gotta, you know, keep an eye out if Behrman can even get to qualifying today. Do you need to save? No, you don't need to save a transfer for Final Fix. Final Fix is not a transfer. Final Fix is a fix. Because it doesn't take a transfer, it doesn't cost anything, and your team then reverts back to it. So if you use Final Fix to bring in Leclerc for Antonelli, or, you know, Antonelli for Leclerc, or whatever, after the weekend is over, you get the previous assets back, so you get the budget building of the previous one. What happens to no heroics into Saint-Devon? I mean, Leclerc is gonna send it, bro. Leclerc is sending it. There's no way, like, the Ferraris with their turbo start don't send it against Antonelli in the first corner. If Ferrari get a 1-2 with Hamilton win, who actually gets driver of the day, I think Hamilton gets it if Hamilton wins it. Come on, Hamilton's first win in Ferrari in Monaco, he's getting it, bro. Trading Ocon? No, I think Ocon's fine. I don't think Ocon is a must sell this week at all. I would keep him. Stroll is the second highest scoring driver in Monaco overtakes in the last 3 years. Thank you, ABK. Thoughts on Delta for Limitless in Monaco versus Silverstone? Silverstone is terrible for Limitless. Absolutely terrible. When have we ever seen a Silverstone Grand Prix where we don't have a midfield driver that scores like 25 plus points? It happens every year. There's always someone like climbing ranks, 14 overtakes, 14 positions gained in Silverstone. It always happens. Sell Albon for Ocon. I think that's a fine move, yeah. I don't mind it. No need to spam Onion. I read most chats. Behrman, Colapinto, Albon, Ocon, Lawson. I mean, it's kind of close. Like, none of them are bad, but Colapinto's the main one. If you can only choose one, it's always Colapinto. Colapinto's first today. Alright, you posted it an extra time. You're getting timed out. Sorry, buddy. Are you playing Limitless? Yes, on the team that I have Limitless available, I'm doing it. Thanks for the videos. You're welcome, Vlad. Thank you so much for the support. Who's your 2x on Limitless? My 2x on Limitless is going to be differential. So right now it's Hamilton. You have a bunch of assets. What can you advise? I mean, if you have Limitless still, you use Limitless. But other than that, I mean, that's the same team that I had, question mark. Only you had Bortoleto instead of Bottas. I mean, I just kind of get rid of Checo and probably buy someone else. I don't know. Best midfield pick thinking on next race, Lawson. Yes, probably, right? If he doesn't DNF. Like, I'm probably getting Lawson next week. You know what I mean? Actually, no, it's Colapinto. Colapinto's still better than Lawson. It's 25 points. He's at 8.8. So even with that, Carlos Toro, it's or Carlos, Colapinto's the best, but Lawson's probably second best. But then again, I'm probably just doing the Lawson play. I'm probably just doing the Lawson play next week, just in case he DNFs, you know what I mean? Since he's not going to rise in price this week anyway, I'm okay with waiting him out, and then if he doesn't DNF, he's going to look great for price increase in Barcelona, and I can buy him then. You know what I mean? So I'm not rushing. You still don't trust Colapinto from last year? Colapinto's the driver that has gone the longest without a DNF, so I think you should reevaluate your trust. The driver that's gone the longest without a DNF, by the way. How do you use Limitless to budget build? You plan it a week ahead, so you make transfers to focus on budget building the week before you Limitless, because you gain the budgets of the team in the back when you Limitless. So you gotta like plan it a week beforehand. When I pick him, he's gonna get a DNF 100%. Hey man, he scored 25 points for me last week. Raiden's Curse is gonna hit Colapinto now. True. Limitless if you're looking 1.2 million guaranteed. Yeah, I mean, Limitless, I wouldn't even think about budget today on Limitless. I would just play the Limitless. Limitless is so good. Limitless on all your teams this year, yeah, this race, yeah, go for it. Like Limitless is so good today. It's truly just a one to ship. How did I manage to mess this up again? like that. A bit lower. There we go. You go wildcard and throw in Lawson, call me crazy. I think that's fine. But you're kind of planning a transfer for next week, right? It's a transfer that you probably would make next week. You just gotta hope that he doesn't DNF, and then he's a great pick for Barcelona. For one, we already answered that. Stroll plus Ocon or Bortoleto plus Ocon? I prefer Bortoleto plus Ocon just because of the gearbox issues on the Aston Martin. Colapinto was very slow in practice this week, though. No, yeah, but it doesn't matter as long as he doesn't DNF. He's fine. Like Colapinto can lose 5 points and still increase the maximum. Like Colapinto is there for budget building, not for points. So I don't really care about Colapinto's pace. I just don't want him to DNF. DNF would be very... But, like, even if he DNFs, he doesn't drop the maximum. Like, that's huge. That's the problem with Stroll. Like, okay, if this number right here on Lance Stroll said, like, -22 instead of -18, I think I would go for Lance Stroll. Because that would mean, like, even on a DNF, he would only drop 0.2. But now, on a DNF, he could just end up dropping 0.6. And I don't want to do that. Do you limitless on both of your teams, or should you split the strategies? I think you limitless on every team you have it. Yeah, so 2 identical questions in a row from Nanamal and Dima, but yeah, I would just pop it. I think the Delta is too good this week to wait. I don't see when else you would use the limitless, if I'm honest. Limitless with Alonso currently on team? Yep, go for it. Again, you're losing 0.6 million, but you're gonna make up for that in points gained, in my opinion. Now, granted, when like all 4 of the front runners that you've picked in your limitless teams DNF, that's not on me, okay? I can't do anything about that. But if Monaco's anything like it's been previous years, it's gonna be fine. Well, if he DNFs, he doesn't gain those points, ABK. The only way he can DNF and get -18 is if he's made overtakes. Limitless with Alonso and Perez? Yup. Limitless still worth it for Perez? Yup. And especially, like, Perez and Albon could get 0.2 drops if they just get a few points and get a bit lucky. What chips do you have left? On my main team, I only have a final fix in 3x. 3x is probably going to be way later when I have a 4A team. So I'm imagining I'm using 3x boost maybe in, like, Sandvort, maybe Singapore. Silverstone if I can get it until then, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it for Singapore. Oh no, for Silverstone. So I'm guessing it's going to be Sandvort for me. And then final fix could be this race, but could be any race later on in the season. On my team 2, that's super rich, I still have autopilot wildcard as well. Just joined. Are you doing final fix? Well, I won't know until after qualifying. If I end up playing the final fix, I'll of course make a video about it, like, instantly. I'll probably make a final fix video even if I don't final fix, because a lot of people will be on different 2x drivers, and everyone is going to be wondering if they limitless or if they final fix. Yeah, I'm booking that in right now. After qualifying, I'm making a final fix video no matter what. So make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Oh, by the way, on YouTube right now, we have 355 people in chat. What's up? Big turnout today. We have 37 likes. What are we doing? I thought everyone had learned the lesson by now. That you get into the stream, you say hi, you like the stream, and then we get to chatting. So let's bump that number up to at least 100. At least 100. We're going to do team submissions in 30 minutes time. $70, that's better. A few more. 77, okay. Just joined the stream, would you use 2x on Leclerc or Kimi? I think you put the 2x on whichever one of those two you have. The answer is, like, it's so difficult, it feels like a 50-50. I think just be open to a final fix play, and you should be fine. I'll make a final fix video after qualifying. I think Leclerc is my pick on my team 1, so I'm gonna say Leclerc. But it's close. No Limitless. I mean, I'm playing Limitless on the team that has the Limitless available. If I had Limitless still on my team 1, I would play it. Like, 100%. Do you know if the Sims have updated due to recent car issues? No idea. By the way, make sure to spam move when we have post FP3. Your budget is 106.1. Should you use Limitless or keep budget building? Just Limitless, bro. Just Limitless. Hey, Rain, haven't seen anything this week. I know I have to Limitless. What are we doing? Quick recap, please. Limitless Delta is really good. Play Limitless if you have it. If you play Limitless, it's probably like this team. McLaren looked terrible, so it's no McLaren for me. Whichever one, like the 2x could be on literally any driver here. It's kind of up to you which one you want to bet on, if you want to go differential or not. I'm going differential on this team because this team is kind of screwed anyway. So I'm just putting it on Hamilton to be different from my other teams. Why don't you -10 on the first team to get Albon out? I don't think that's worth it. Like, sell Albon for who? Who should I sell Albon for a -10? To Ocon or Behrman? Like, Ocon has a 3% chance at a 0.6. Behrman has a 1% chance. 34% chance for a 0.2. 19% chance for a 0.2. I don't think that's worth a -10. This number needs to be like 73% to even consider it. What are the chances of Perez DNFs? Higher than I would like. I almost never do -10s on cheap assets switching around. Budget is not that valuable. Budget is good, but it's not that good. Should I take a -10 for Perez to Bortoleto? No. I'll just keep Checo. I don't think -10s are worth it to switch cheap assets around. Like, ever. Albon and Alonso both in teams still Limitless? Yep. Limitless is more... Like, Limitless in Monaco is worth more than the budget loss in Monaco. And again, everyone is going to lose budget in Monaco, so you won't even be that bad. Like, it won't even be that bad for you, because everyone's going to lose a bit of budget. McLaren to Ferrari worth the -10? Yes. 100%. But obviously it depends on what your other moves are. I would prioritize that move over any other move that you're intending on making. If you're doing, like, Perez down to Bortoleto and then McLaren to Ferrari... The -10 you're doing is Perez down to Bortoleto, not McLaren to Ferrari. I think McLaren to Ferrari is a priority transfer, so I don't even think it constitutes as the -10. Let's go, 100 likes. That's what I like to see. Now let's push it to 150, and let's keep rolling. What are we at sub-wise, by the way? Are we close? What's my sub count? We're so close to 5K, man. We're like 60 subs away. I don't think it's happening this stream. Unlucky. Unless everyone just go, you know, like, tell your brother or sister or something to go and sub. I don't think we're hitting it. I don't think we're hitting it. Maybe after Barcelona. I'll do some on-the-ground work in Barcelona to recruit some people. Maybe we can hit it while I'm there. That'd be pretty cool. So yeah, I'm going to be at Barcelona, by the way. So for those of you who just joined chat and wasn't here at the start, there's not going to be a deadline stream next week because I'll be at the track. I'm going to be trackside. So I won't have time for you guys. I'm so sorry. Sue me. I'll see you in Silverstone. But if you're going, make sure to, like, tag me on Discord or something. And we'll do a little meetup. Maybe after FP3, before qualifying, something like that. Should be fun. Grab a drink in the Spanish sun. Limitless with Behrman and Hulkenberg and Lawson. Yep. Limitless with anything. You could sit there, you could say that you have Lindblad, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, and Alonso, and I would still say that you should Limitless. I think Limitless is so... Barcelona. I do mean Barcelona. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna improve. I was gonna say beer, but I don't think they actually serve beer trackside in Barcelona. I think they only serve it outside of the venue. Is there anything you know about Behrman's crash? I don't know about impact performance. I'm not the guy to ask about that. I'm really bad when it comes to technical stuff on the car. That, like, you know, once they fixed it. I just assume, like, if they fix it, it's the same. Unless they, like, specifically say they have to take a different part. So I... But it looked bad, but I think they'll get it done. They should get that done before qualifying. You're the best at this? Thank you, Tutu. That's very kind of you. Would you rather transfer out Antonelli for Leclerc with final transfer or transfer out Perez and do final fix? That's a close one. I think that there's going to be a lot of upside final fix plays later in the season, so I would prefer to keep the chip. But with that said, I am, you know, I think like keeping like Leclerc is so nice to have though, because like if Leclerc qualifies P2, he could like still be ahead into turn 1 just because of the pace on the Ferrari. Go live on Twitch using your phone for an IRL stream. I don't think I have the data for that. Are you going by yourself? I'm going with my sister and my mom. So I'm not going by myself. Would you do a -10 for Kimi to Leclerc Lewis? No, I don't think so. Have Ant and Leclerc on the same one team. Should I 3x? No, you always 3x on sprint weekends. 3x is always optimal on sprint weekends. Leclerc sends it into Antonelli. Hamilton wins the race and driver of the day and fastest lap. I could see it. Albon or Perez. Before I was on Perez, but because of their issues, their brake issues, I would prefer to keep Albon. Ocon to Behrman for final fix. Verstappen Russell. Ooh, I don't think that seems worth it. Just join, is it worth keeping Kimi for better budget potential? I think both Leclerc and Kimi are increasing, if I'm honest. Leclerc 33 points. I think Leclerc sorry. I think Leclerc gets 33 points on a P2. Is my mom my designated driver post-Spain? If anything, I'm the designated driver. Alright, so all of these full, like, team posts, such as this one, put those in the Discord. We're gonna do full team submissions later. It's too much for me to read. I need to see it visually to be able to fully understand it. On my main one, so yeah, Discord is in the description on YouTube, by the way. So just join that and put the team in the team submissions channel for a chance of getting your team reviewed. Is Kimi to Leclerc worth a -10? I don't think so. Thoughts on Antonelli P1 FP3? It pisses me off because I was so sure I was going to go Leclerc, and now I'm having second thoughts. Final effects might be good later because of grid penalties? Yes. But doesn't that usually mean more points because of overtakes? Yes. That's exactly why Final Fix is good. Because sometimes that comes out of nowhere when it's, like, not planned, right? Suddenly, one driver has, like, one driver had an issue in qualifying, starting last, and you want them in on Final Fix. Or, one driver, you want another driver in because they take pole or whatever, get to 10 points, and then you know that, like, Max Verstappen is taking engine penalties starting last and is going to overtake 14 cars for a 50-pointer. You want to bring Max Verstappen in later. Why didn't you change Albon? Why did you change Ant to Leclerc? I'm changing Antonelli to Leclerc because I think Leclerc will win the race, and I think, and I want to try and keep the final fix, so I don't want to do Antonelli to Leclerc final fix. Granted, if Antonelli takes pole and Leclerc is like P5 or whatever, I might still final fix Leclerc back to Antonelli, which would just be an unfortunate circumstance for everyone involved. Why I'm changing Albon, why I didn't change Albon, is because I'm changing Checo instead. Because I don't want to sit with double Cadillac when Cadillac have outspoken braking issues. So the decision was always sell Albon or Checo to Bortoleto or Stroll. And I've changed it from selling Albon to selling Checo. And I'm going Bortoleto instead of Stroll because, you know, Aston Martin have gearbox issues. So I don't trust the DNF there. Antonelli has bad starts and that can bite him in this race. Exactly, that's also a reason why I prefer Leclerc. And then even like if Antonelli's on pole and Leclerc is P2, I think Leclerc could take him, you know, into turn 1. Who to put the 2x on in Limitless? It depends on if you want to play it differential or if you want to play it same C. Like Leclerc and Antonelli will be the two most common 2x decisions. I'm playing it differential and putting it on Hamilton just to play it different from my main team. What's your rank global and budget now? My rank is 3.5k, I think. And my budget is like 110.5 million on my main team. But my budget on my team 2 is insane. My budget on my team 2 is 114.1 million. It's one of the highest in chat. I've seen no one with 115 yet. 114 point something is the highest I've seen. Albon's good for price rise in future races? Not really. Like, I'm like, Albon is losing a 20-pointer and gaining a minus 8-pointer. So Albon is probably a sell for Barcelona anyway. Why is this like... Okay, that's weird. Kimi Bortoleto versus Leclerc Checo. Can't you do Leclerc Bortoleto? I would do Leclerc Bortoleto. That's what I'm doing. Yes, I have locked Limitless on my Team 3 already. It's the only team I still have the Limitless available on. If I had a Limitless on Team 2 available, I would use it here as well, or on Team 1. Limitless goes above anything. Should change so you can see total team budget without removing all the drivers. I agree, Silent. That would be a great change to the game. I think it should say cost cap like 3.1 million out of X, you know, how much you've used. What do you think about Stroll? I think Stroll is a high upside, high risk downside play this week. Because he is the lowest owned asset in the game. So if he does well, you're going to be the only one with him. He's very likely for a 0.6 million price increase if he doesn't DNF. But he's very likely to DNF due to the, you know, the gearbox issues that Aston Martin has had over the past 2-3 races. So essentially, if you pick him, you're praying that he doesn't DNF, and if he doesn't DNF, it's probably great. Global rank 256. Sheesh. Quick summary of latest by any chance. Use Limitless if you have it. If you don't have Limitless, focus on points because budget building is cooked. You have Alonso instead of Checo. What should you do? Sell Alonso. Does Final Fix give you extra transfer with no downside? Yes. It's not even really a transfer because you get your previous team back after the weekend is over. Like, it's just a fix. It's a temporary fix. Are there many DNFs in Monaco usually? A couple, but it's not the craziest race on the calendar. Why 2x on Ham? Just a bit differential. So I'm playing it differently on all my teams. I don't see a reason to play... Like, this team is so far behind that I have to play it differently to what the mainstream is doing. The only team that this is... The only time this is gonna... Like, this team is ever gonna catch up is if, like, Leclerc, Antonelli, DNF, and Hamilton gets, like, a 60-pointer and, you know, stuff like that happens. What's your budget for Team 2? 114.1 million. It's really, really high. I've had a really, really good year on this. It's quite low. It's only, like, 33k overall rank with Limitless used. So that's not great because the Limitless was actually pretty bad for it. But... it had a good budget-building Limitless, but a bad point Limitless. So it's going to be interesting to see if this high-budget team can catch up. Limitless with budget loss? Yep, just go for it. Limitless is too... The delta on the Limitless is too good. You're so late for the team submission. Hope you find your team. We'll see if we get down to it. Other than that, if your team looks similar to any of the other teams, you're probably going to get enough tips. Should you get Lawson or who if you have to sub out Alonso? I would go for probably Bortoletto if you don't have him. I think Lawson is a fine buy because he's going to be really good for budget increases next week. Ocon to Albon worth a -10? No. That seems like a bad transfer. I would do Albon to Ocon. Is RB on Limitless versus Merc a good differential or a bit stupid? No, it's definitely a good differential. I think it's a fine play. I mean, you're sitting there praying for a Mercedes DNF, but, you know. Leapfrog tweeted that he's quite confident on pole for Antonelli. Oof. Let's hope Leclerc is second and catches him in the start then. Is team subs just going to be use Limitless on repeat? I'm gonna skip everyone that's posted about Limitless in team submissions because the answer is yes. Have you, Team 2 play Limitless for your team? My Team 2 has already played Limitless, yes. Yeah, Abhijit, I've seen it. Ignoring your message, Kimi, Bortoletto. No, I've talked about that. I literally talked about it, Lannister. I said I preferred Leclerc and Bortoletto. So I'm not ignoring. I read most chats. Limitless has DNF'd from the stream. Has it? Good plan to avoid my instead of keep Kimi. Final fix to Leclerc if needed. I mean, if you, yeah, I think being open to a final fix here is optimal. I'm gonna make a final fix video no matter what happens. Antonelli or Leclerc for 2x. If you're on Limitless, I would go for Leclerc. Because I think even if Antonelli takes pole, I think Leclerc has a chance of taking him into the first corner. And I think if Antonelli wins and Leclerc is P2, I think Leclerc could get driver of the day still. I do miss a lot of chat, Eskil, I'm going to be honest. Chat goes quickly sometimes. What rank you think is unrecoverable for 10k finish? I don't think any rank is unrecoverable unless you've like just started playing the game and you're like literally lost. If you've played from the start of the season, 10k is possible no matter what rank you are. Unless you've like intentionally picked Aston Martin and Checo every single time. I think if you're in the top 500k, you can definitely finish top 10k. Easy. You don't have Limitless, the best Albon replacements. Bortoletto, Stroll if you're willing to take the risk. Ocon, Behrman, Lawson, because they're all going to be decent next race. Antonelli, Albon, Checo to Leclerc, Hadjar, Bottas. Hadjar's a huge shout, to be honest. That's a really interesting play. I don't hate it, but just know that Hadjar is dropping in price, right? I guess Albon and Perez are also dropping in price. Dude, honestly, Malek, that's interesting. That's the first person to suggest it, so I applaud you for playing differently, and I like it. I think it's a good play. It's definitely a... I don't think I would go for it because Hadjar's dropping in price, but let's go back to this. No, I actually really like it. I actually like that move. Why do you have Hamilton as 2x? To be differential, to be different on all my teams, just to be fun. Yo, thank you so much, Initial DJP. Thank you so much for the prime. Haluku, thank you so much for the resub. If you have your Discord linked with your Twitch, Initial DJP, you can get a priority team submissions in and guarantee that your team gets reviewed. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for the support. What's the thought about Hulkenberg? Should you keep him or have 5 additional in the bank? Hulkenberg is a tough one because he's dropping in price. Like, I would prefer to buy him next week, obviously. But if you're committing to him long term, I think he's fine. What about next GP? Best team to keep? I mean, anyone that had a really good Canadian GP is going to be good. Like, I think someone like a Gasly could be surprisingly good. Lawson is going to be really good next week, I imagine. Colapinto is going to be really good next week. I think, you know, the likes of Ocon and Behrman is going to be back on the menu. I think Hulkenberg could be good because he loses that 29-pointer, especially if he takes a few points in this race. He's going to be 3.2 million. So I think Hulkenberg is going to be very likely to rise in price next week. Who can only drop 0.3? One of the premium assets, right? Hulkenberg can drop 0.6. Yeah, if you any team you have, it doesn't matter, play Limitless. Is there a world where Max Verstappen is 2x on Limitless? Not on my teams. You're Limitlessing initial? Nice. Love the music. Thank you, Paul. I've not made it. It is Harris Heller on Stream Beats by Harris Heller. Music specifically made for streaming. Should I transfer at least one of them? Which ones? Albon, Lawson, and Behrman? I don't understand. Sorry. The lowest price in 3.5? No, it's 3.0. 3.0. So Hulkenberg is going to go down to 3.2. What do you think about Ferrari Red Bull as differential for Limitless? I think it's a decent play. I think I would go for Mercedes though, personally. What's the best Limitless team? I think the meta Limitless team is this with the 2x on Leclerc. I'm just putting it on Hamilton to be different. In terms of reliability, Bottas or Stroll? You kind of asking me like what I would rather eat, and it's a pile of mud or like a rotten fish, you know? What exactly is the points delta between Limitless and not you're expecting if no DNF? Like 130 points. Good afternoon from Scotland. Welcome, welcome. You think Kimi can get pole? Yeah. But I'm hoping if Kimi gets pole, that Leclerc is second and Leclerc overtakes him in the race. You're not playing Limitless on Team 1? Very difficult when I don't have it available. I've already used it. I used it in Japan. And it was good. Like, I had a good Limitless in Japan. Bortoletto versus Stroll. I prefer Bortoletto now. Because Bortoletto, like, the Audis actually seem fast. So if they don't DNF, they could actually score some points. If they finish, like, you know, P8, P9. Rank, 3.5k, something like that. I should probably put that on my, on the stream, right? Just to flex. Should I put it, like, next to my name, like, overall rank? I can kind of do it right now. I'm kind of down. That's actually good. I should flex my rank. You're right. I should be obnoxious. Hold up. Let me fix my... I can fix my overlay, like, right now. While I'm fixing my overlay, how about all of you just... well, first of all, subscribe to the stream. Second of all, like the stream. Third of all, join the Discord server, link in the description below, and submit your teams. We'll see when the FP3 sims are available if we do the team submissions before or after that. FP3 sims obviously goes before that. Let me just cook here real quick. Yeah, give me a second to fix it. There's something wrong with this. Why is this not working? Here we go. I'm almost done. Give me a second. I am almost done. So what is my overall rank? It is 3,000. Oh, it's 3,197. I thought it was like 3.1k. Global rank. Coolio. Let's download this. And bingo bango. This song's a banger. Alright, I can see chat again now. Sorry about that. I'm back. Alright. Give me that limitless lineup. It's right here. It's this, but Leclerc. Like, I'm just doing Hamilton to difference. You have a funny feeling Antonelli and Leclerc with DNF tomorrow? That would hurt a lot of people. That would hurt a lot of people. Alright, do we know if FP3 sims are coming? Do we know? Oops, that's not what I wanted. If so, not yet, but like they will arrive. I know they're not out yet, but will there be ones? Didn't Antonelli have trouble in EU countries? He did. Specifically where titanium dioxide as an additive to food is banned for some reason. Alright. Let's see. Overlay. There we go. Global rank 3,197. That only took 14 minutes to fix. Would you have used Limitless if you had it for Team 1? Yup. Yup. There have been deadlines without FP3 sims in the past? Yes, there has been. Writer only makes them if he thinks it's, like, the data is gonna be significant. No Stroll, no Stroll. I think he is very high, he has a very high likelihood of a DNF. Limitless with Ocon and Perez still worth it? Yup. Ocon's fine, bro. Ocon could increase in price. Alright, I think we'll start with team submissions. I know we don't have... I think there will be because Ant P1. I think so as well. That would make sense.
Which will for you, Stroll or Perez? I hate both of them.
It's probably Stroll because both of them are likely to DNF. So at least Stroll is better if he doesn't DNF than what Checo is. 5 B-tier driver final fix. I don't know what that means. I would never final fix a B-tier driver. You always want to final fix someone who you think is going to win. Or like me, you know, doing it for Hadjar last year when he got his podium. You can definitely limitless with that team, bro. That team is insane. What do you mean? Like, you have Hulkenberg, but that's fine. Just go for it. You can... Yes, limitless with Alonso. Yes, yes. You have Perez Alonso riding with... Yep, yeah. Guys, I don't think you get me. No matter which team you have, I think limitless is the optimal play. No matter. Budget doesn't matter. Everyone's going to lose budget this race. Literally everyone. So, why? Like, you might as well. Like, the upside points potential is too good. I think every team limitlesses. Oh, you meant the comment I left having 5 BT drivers for max budget and final fix. I think that... I don't like that play because it locks you into final fixing. But if you've already decided on that, I don't hate it. But also, like, the B-tier drivers can drop 0.6 million instead of 0.3, and there's high likelihood of drops this week. I would kind of get it if, like, a lot of drivers look likely to increase 0.6, but there's not that many drivers that look likely to increase 0.6. Oh, you made that comment for it. Yeah. So the one thing, like, it locks you into limitless, which is what I do, or locks you into final fix, which I don't like because I would like having the option to save it for a future week. And the second option is the second reason is that the budget building just doesn't look that good this week. So, is your team 3 the optimal limitless team? I think so. I mean, obviously with this, like, let me on limitless. If I was playing limitless on my real team, I would do this. This would be my limitless team, and I would call it a day. I think the options you have is to go for, like, a Red Bull in here as a differential, and also to, like, switch around your 2x on any other driver. But I think the meta 2x, the meta limitless is going to be this, and I think you put the 2x on Leclerc, because Leclerc could win from pole, but he could also win from P2 if Antonelli takes pole. So I do think I would go for Leclerc over Antonelli on the 2x. Now, granted, because this team is trolling and is terrible and has done super poorly. This was supposed to be my budget building team, but it's done worse budget building wise than my team too, because I've just been unlucky with this team. I'm gonna play differential and just put it on Hamilton in case, like, Leclerc and Antonelli DNF and you know, I try and get some points out of it. So I think the optimal limitless is this, but with Leclerc 2x. Team submissions, we're gonna do it, but I kind of want to wait for FP3 or FP3 sims. Okay, why is there, like, auto Google Translate stuff? I don't know why. Because, like, look what it says. It says Colin versus White because J-Camp wrote Albon. Can I turn that off? That's so annoying. Why does it do that? Like, I was like, who's White? And then I see that freaking Google has auto-translated Alb. I don't even know which language Alb is White. Is that on me or is that on the person typing it? Because that's really annoying and I hate it with like a fiery passion. You? Okay, I'll fix it. Thank you, sir. I'll look into it then because I have no idea why it does that. Def on me? Okay, cool. I don't even know which language album... Does anyone know which language that is? It was called... Yeah, I could see it if I hover over it, but it's super weird. Always you? Okay, good. I'll look into it after this. New auto-translate feature is so annoying. It's so bad. It's on Twitter as well. It's Romanian? Okay, cool. It's definitely not Spanish. Oh, Alba is white in Romanian. But he didn't even write Alba. He wrote Alb. So why is it translating it? I can guarantee you this is an AI feature, and it sucks. I'm such an AI hater, man. I'm not gonna get into it because I'm actually gonna get heated. Oh, look, another one. This one just it auto translated Archie's thing into Hamilton with a capital H. What's the point? That probably cost like 3 gallons of water. Like, can we stop? Oh, yeah. Apparently Romanian. I learned that today. Albino is white in Portuguese and Spanish. Sure. Isn't it like Blanco? Alba is white in Latin. There we go. But again, he wrote ALB in caps. Why Bottas not Hulk? Because Bottas is more likely to increase in price, and I have already used my transfers, so I already had Bottas. Dang, 377 people watching and only 161 likes. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I thought it was a typo. It meant Alba. But why? He's not even Romanian, dude. Like, what's the... it's like trying to make sense out of our abbreviations. I'm definitely gonna look into it. Taking a -10 in Limitless to prep for next week. Doesn't work. You're gonna... The -10 is not gonna happen, and your team is just gonna revert back to what it was before. Should we lose Limitless if you have it? Yes. Yes. Excited for the World Cup? Yes and no, because I think it's going to be a bad World Cup, but I'm excited for the World Cup, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, they have post-FP2 scores. Yeah, I've seen it, but I'm waiting for post-FP3. Yeah, he said 1 hour before quali, but it's 50 minutes before quali. Should I final fix if I don't have Limitless? You don't have to. I would prefer if I don't have to final fix, but I'm keeping a, you know. Team submissions in the 200 likes. Okay, we'll start team submissions now. Because I'm gonna start. Okay, this is what always happens. I always start team submissions and then the FP3 sims drop. So I'm gonna start team submissions so that the FP3 sims drop. Okay. Sweden is cooked for the World Cup. That's exactly why I'm not excited for it. Sweden looked terrible. All right. As always, we always start with priority team submissions. If you want to guarantee to get your team reviewed during team submissions, you have to become either a member on YouTube, it's like $2, or become a subscriber on Twitch, which is either your Twitch Prime, which is called something else now, I think, like Twitch Lumina. I have no idea. Who cares? Or you pay $5 there. You deleted your team submissions message. What do? You listen to the other team submissions and apply those tips for your team. I cannot get to all team submissions, usually. And a lot of the teams do look very similar in this game, so I'd rather talk about a few amount of teams and only, like, you know, bring up some valuable points from each of them than just, like, skim over all of them. So if I do skip your team, I'm sorry about that. If I skip it, it's because I think it's too similar to one team that I've already talked about. Cool. Who do you think will win the World Cup? You have your money on France. I also think it will be France. Anyway, so we have Jota. Maybe Checo is too risky. This is the team. I don't see the transfers here. But basically, I mean, this is the team that I had, but I had Albon instead of Bortoleto. I think Paris is the risky one here. If you want to keep Antonelli, you can. We've already kind of discussed it, that I think Leclerc is the better pick, in my opinion at least. But if you're planning on having final fix as your option, you can obviously keep Antonelli. I think if you're doing a transfer this week, it's Checo. Quite obviously, I think the rest are valuable holds. Who you transfer in is difficult, though. Do you go for Stroll? That's a bit risky. I think the safest play is to go for like a Lawson, Bearman, or Ocon, take the price drop on them, and then have them for next week, right? Can Hulkenberg's price fall more? Yes, it can fall to 3 million. 3 million is the floor. But, I mean, I like the team. Whether you decide to go for Leclerc or Antonelli, I think it's going to work out for you. Vasiliev. Or Vasiliev. I don't know. Sorry, I'm butchering the name. Checo, Lindblad, not Hulk. Let's see. What do we have here? Obviously, Hulkenberg is dropping. I would prefer Bottas in that spot, but is that really worth a transfer? Maybe you just keep Hulkenberg and eat the price drops. Maybe you focus on the Antonelli to Leclerc switch. Maybe you don't want to do that. I think Ocon, Colapinto, and Bortoleto are perfectly fine holds. I would definitely not do anything with them. It's either like Hulkenberg to Bottas, Hulkenberg to Stroll, or like Antonelli to Leclerc, or just roll transfers and get 3 transfers in Barcelona. We have Uber from Twitch. Gone for a wildcard Lawson pick to mix things up. I like the mix-up. Like, Lawson could have a high upside points potential, and even though he's likely to drop in price at this race, he looks likely for an increase in Spain if he doesn't DNF. So it's a sort of good start, I guess. So I mean, this team looks fantastic. No notes. Calendora says, couldn't wait for my Antonelli stuff. That's for FP3 Sims. A lot of options here. We have the original team with 2 transfers available. We have Lawson, Albon, Bortoleto, Colapinto. Again, Lawson I would probably just hold. Bortoleto I would probably hold. Colapinto would hold. What in the red mess is this? Yeah, if you wildcard, I think I would probably go for... Leclerc with Hadjar is interesting. Obviously, locking in Hulkenberg for the price drop here. I think with 1.2 million, can you stretch to Bottas? You can, right? I think I would go for Bottas over Hulkenberg here, if you go for this wildcard. But I also just like this play, right? You get Leclerc in, you get Ocon in, and you have probably like the best 4, I would imagine. Colapinto, Lawson, Ocon, Bortoleto all look good. I think it would be valuable to save the wildcard for next week and just do this now. Because you're using 2 transfers, and then you wildcard next week when you have more information after Monaco, right? Because Hadjar could have a bad race, or he could have a good race. Maybe he's good later on, right? Hulkenberg, Bortoleto, Ocon. You're gonna know more going into Spain, depending on who DNFs and who makes it out of Monaco. So I would prefer to not use the wildcard, and then wildcard in something like this in Monaco instead. I also don't think that this is like enough like value on the wildcard. I guess you're only making 3 transfers. I would probably just take the -10. My eyes. Stroll FFing to whoever gets pole. I have seen that play. It's not my favorite though. In that case, I would just keep Stroll, I guess. Is no neg or wildcard worth it? Wildcard definitely if your team looks bad. No neg I would not use here, no. I would use it in a sprint race. Alright, let's move over to the rest. Still no FP3? Still no FP3 Sims? No? No? Okay. Let's see. We should start... This is like a record amount of submissions, I must say. I'm never getting through all of this. Don't you still keep the budget game from Stroll? Yeah, but if he DNFs, he loses budget. You know what I mean? And that's why we're not bringing him in. So if you're bringing him in, you're expecting him to not DNF anyway. First up was Silent Byland or Sealand Beelan. Mega weekend in Canada. Quite an obvious limitless this weekend. But who to 2x? Well, I think it is Leclerc. I've already talked about this. I think Leclerc is the best 2x this week. Even if Antonelli takes pole. It's not... this yet. Let's go back up to this. Thank you so much for your submission. Limitless, very obvious. Great weekend for you. Holy, what a team. You have no, like, issues at all. I'm super jealous. Geest. T1 is cooked. Smiley face. Oh no, sad face, sorry. Probably making 3 transfers, already use Limitless, but wouldn't use anyway. I think that's a mistake. If you had it, you should use it. T2 is mostly good. I think I could Limitless or swap Paris out. You have 3 transfers, use Limitless. We're setting up T3 to Limitless, probably cannot anymore. Yes, you can, use Limitless. You're fine. You're gonna lose some budget, who cares? Use Limitless. Boom. Buxna, welcome to the server. 37th in the world and you need help. Can we swap positions? You have final fix if something goes wrong. What to do here? Your budget is now 111.7 million. It's, you know, above average. Who to transfer out? Good luck in Monaco. Let's see. I mean, you basically had my team, but you had Ocon instead of Albon, right? I think Ocon is definitely a keep, so you're fine on that. Colapinto's a keep, Bottas is a keep, Antonelli is a keep, Mercedes, Ferrari are keeps. The only, like, issue asset here is Checo. So if you want to save a transfer for Spain, I would do Checo to Bortoleto. The other option is, of course, do you do Antonelli to Leclerc? That's up to you if you want to take that risk. I think Antonelli and Leclerc, like, both are viable this week. I prefer Leclerc. I'm a Ferrari fan. I might be biased. But I think the only issue asset you have is Checo. And I would go Checo to Bortoleto, probably. Stroll, if you're feeling risky. I mean, 37th in the world, I would maybe risk it on Stroll. I know that seems crazy to do, but you know, if you're 37th in the world or 147th in the world, that's basically same, right? I think I would go, like, in your position, just boot it on Stroll, hope he doesn't DNF, and if he doesn't DNF, you look like a genius, you gain 0.6 million and some points, and you're probably gonna, like, actually push towards P1. FP3 Sims, we moving over to that. Super interesting bucks now. I like the team. I'm very jealous that you have Ocon over Albon. I wish I had that. It would make my week way simpler. But yeah, I would just get Paris out for Bortoleto if you're feeling safe, or Stroll if you're feeling risky, and then make the decision on Antonelli versus Leclerc. Speaking of Antonelli versus Leclerc, let's look at simulations. I have a song called It's a Simulation, right? Yeah, here we go. It's this one. Are you guys ready? Live team calculator. Post FP3. Let's check what F1 fantasy tools recommend I should do with my team. If you want to get access to, like, inputting your teams into F1 fantasy tools and not having to do it manually every time, you can do so by getting F1 Fantasy Tools Premium. It's quite cheap. They have a cheaper tier available for you, and you can get it half off with my code. It's right next to me, right here. I think I'm pointing it the right direction. Yep, it's right over there. For the first month, 50% off, and you also support the great work that F1 Fantasy Tools do. It's really a no-brainer, especially for this summer period when we're going to get a lot of races. You're going to get a lot of mileage out of a subscription. I know, like, if you subscribed in April, you were kind of out of luck because there were no races. But I think you definitely should do it now if you haven't. And also, I mean, I would do it just to support the F1 Fantasy Tools guys, because, again, I use their tools for literally everything I do F1 Fantasy-wise. So let's see what they recommend me doing with my teams, or with my team. Maximum minus 10 penalty. It thinks I should get Hajar in. Interesting. So this is obviously for points. It thinks Hajar is good for points, and Hulkenberg to afford that. It's kind of like, I forgot who it was that commented that, but that was a great comment earlier. Whoever said it earlier, I can't find you now, I'm sorry, but yeah, Hajar could be good for points this week. However, Hajar is really bad for budget. Hulkenberg is really bad for budget. So let's actually look at budget building. It's thinking Stroll, but I'm gonna block out Stroll here. It's Bortoleto then. Okay, that seems good. I think that's fine. It's actually telling me to go, like, budget-wise, to go for Alpine, of course. Let me actually lock in my constructors here. So it doesn't do anything crazy. Yeah, Hamilton is obviously better than Leclerc for budget building. It's saying keep Antonelli for points. Expected points for... Well, it thinks Leclerc is going to outscore Antonelli, but it thinks that Albon and, like, my other assets is going to be so bad that it's worth it to get Hajar in. So it's still saying that Leclerc is ahead of Antonelli, which I like to see. Whoever said, are you planning to get in Stroll? No, I think it's too risky for me personally. Blake asked, tell me, Kimi or Charles for the 2x. The reason why I'm leaning slightly towards Leclerc is that even if Antonelli takes pole, I'm expecting Leclerc to be P2. And with Ferrari's fast start and Antonelli's bad starts, I think Leclerc could take Antonelli into the first corner and go and win the race. So that's why I prefer... I don't really see the other way around. Like, if Leclerc takes P1, I don't think Antonelli takes him from P2. So for that reason alone, I prefer Leclerc. But whoops, lost audio. Yeah. There's a button. There's like a button on the mic on the other side that when I hit it, I muted it. Sorry. Thank you. Audio. I'm no longer muted. I'm back. Yes, we're looking at them, Soflo. They're right here. All good. All right. So, sorry about that, guys. Professional streamer right here. Muted. Oh god, it's all changed. It's not all changed. It's kind of the same. Which one of the cheap assets here is it kind of like points-wise saying? It's Hadjar, 6.7. Don't do it. Bortoleto, 1.8. Bortoleto looks pretty good this week. Both points and budget then. Is there ever a world where Russell isn't the 5th driver for Limitless? I don't think so. Maybe Hadjar, but I don't think so. Quali will be exciting. Quali will be exciting, and I will be live on YouTube and Twitch for it. It's like the best qualifying of the year. So make sure to stick around and watch it with me if you have no other plans. What are the AIs doing this week? I'm gonna look it up later, I think. Good day. How come you're feeling so much better about Bortoleto compared to Stroll with Audi's reliability? Because, I mean, Audi has bad reliability. Cadillac has bad reliability. Thank you so much for the sub. Aston Martin have bad reliability. So, I'm kind of... It's kind of like a pick your poison type deal. And at that point, I prefer Audi because at least they're fast and could get some points in the race. You know what I mean? If Aston Martin did not have the gearbox issues that they've reported, I would have gone for Stroll, 100%. Gonna Limitless was struggling to decide on 2x. I just laid out my plan for Limitless users on 2x, Fraser. It's basically like 55% towards Leclerc, 45% towards Antonelli, for the fact that if Antonelli takes pole and Leclerc is P2, I think Leclerc with his fast starts and Antonelli with his bad starts can overtake him in the first corner and go and win the race. Whereas if Leclerc is on pole and Antonelli is P2, I think Leclerc goes and wins it. I don't think Antonelli will take him from the start. So for that simple reason, I prefer Leclerc. Are you selling Lindblad? If I had Lindblad, I would sell him. I don't own him on any team currently. Audi can't start, I know, but... It's pick your poison, bro. It's pick your poison. What can I say? You're muted? That was a while ago. You're behind. You didn't save transfer? No. I did not. This is my team. I've made 2 transfers. I've done Checo out for Bortoleto and Antonelli to Leclerc. Yes, Limitless is always viable. We lose audio? I don't think so. This was a while ago. Wait, what? Audi doesn't go quali? What do you mean, Celtic? What's the upside of saving a transfer for Barcelona? There could be a lot of budget building options that we currently do not own that could be good in Barcelona. For the simple reason that we have a bunch of assets that score high in Canada that didn't score high before. So, like, Lawson has a -12 and a 23. Next week, he will only have a 23. I think a lot of people will be buying Lawson next week. Gasly had a 16 in Canada and a -8 before that in Miami, so Gasly could be good. Ocon and Behrman could be good. If they have decent scores, Colapinto could still be good. There's a lot of potential options. Hulkenberg is losing a -29, so he could be on for a price increase. Hadjar could be on for a price increase. He loses the -16 if he scores well. Should I wildcard this race or next race? Depends entirely on your team. 2x on Hamilton or Antonelli? Antonelli, I think. Should I change Perez for Lawson? You can, but you don't have to. I think that, like, the thing with Lawson is, like, if you buy him this week and he DNFs, you look like an idiot, because then you have to sell him again. So you might as well, like, in my opinion, like, I'm not buying Lawson this week because I'm okay with just buying him next week. Whereas if he DNFs, I don't want him next week. Correct, Ortiz. How many races till 4A, you reckon? Depends on your budget, but I reckon people are going to be able to afford it in 2 races time. Probably for Silverstone, actually. Make sure to like the stream. Thank you so much, Epix Dan. Where are we at, actually? Are we on 200 yet? Okay, we have 400 people in chat, 187 likes, 13 more likes, and we're gonna do tip of the week. It is that time. It is 30 minutes to the deadline. It's tip of the week time. Let's off the music. We're gonna go back to team submissions. Yes, after this, any time we have remaining, we're gonna use on team submissions. I'll show it after this, Matt. And if Ham takes pole, we might final fix. Put your predictions in for tip of the week. Those who have been listening keenly today will know what it is. And there's really only one tip of the week. Because this tip is so universal that, like, there's no way it can fail. It's kind of like the Titanic. It's too big to sink. It's too big to sink. It cannot fail. It is way too big to fail. There's absolutely no way this tip is not an absolute slam dunk. But I'm not gonna type it out unless we hit 200 likes on YouTube. Where are we at? 220. Okay, you did it. Okay, you passed it. Let's get 250. 250. I'm greedy now. Tip of the week for Monaco 2026. You all know it. We've talked about it like 20 times. Timeout, thank you so much for the subscription. So close to 5K. Tip of the week. Just use the Limitless, baby. No matter your team, use the Limitless. It is too big to fail. There is no other good place, no other good time to use the Limitless until, like, Singapore. And then everyone's going to be on 4A, and you're basically going to lose an asset. Just use it. It's a no-brainer. It's like the best Delta on the year. Who cares about budget? Everyone's losing budget. And if everyone's losing budget, no one's losing budget. Absolute cinema. That's tip of the week. What if you already use Limitless? Well, then you do something else. Granted, like, okay, I think Limitless is good this week. Like, I think Limitless is must use. It's literally the tip of the week, right? I still think it was probably optimal to play Limitless in Japan because it was better for your budget. So I don't think like Monaco is gonna be, looking back at it, the optimal time to use it. But the problem with Monaco was that it was too late in the season, and then the budget was shit because everyone DNF'd in Miami and Canada for no reason. Granted, I don't think there's another good place to use it, so you have to use it now. But I think looking back at it, we're gonna say, oh, it was better to use in Japan. So if you've already used it, you're a winner. If you haven't used it yet, you have to use it now. Alright, let's discuss a bunch of things. Tutu, I've seen your message like 14 times now. I was gonna respond to it, but you've posted it too many times, so I'm gonna time you out. Sorry. Sorry. I do read things, but I was in a zone, I was doing things. See you in 5 minutes. It's okay to post like a second time, a third time, but like I saw the message like at least 5 times. No need to do that. 2x is the problem, yes. So we're limitlessing. How are we limitlessing? The 2x I don't think is a problem. Okay? I think the limitless, the 2x should be on Leclerc. For the simple reason, I've already talked about this today, but I'm gonna say it again. The simple reason you put the 2x on Leclerc is that I think that Leclerc, Hamilton, or Antonelli takes pole. I think Leclerc is better than Hamilton, more likely to get pole than Hamilton is. Granted, Hamilton could still get it, but I think Leclerc is more likely out of the 2 Ferrari drivers. And if Antonelli takes pole and Leclerc is P2, I think there's a chance that Leclerc, with the fast starts that the Ferraris have, that Leclerc can take him into the first corner. No heroics into Saint Devote. Who cares? Leclerc is gonna have, send it. Whereas if Leclerc is P1 and Antonelli is P2, I don't see Antonelli take Leclerc. You know what I mean? So, for that simple reason, I think the 2x is on Leclerc by default. Now, granted, I think you feasibly could put the 2x on kind of anyone, just to be different. For example, I'm gonna put it on Hamilton on this team, because it's my team 3 that I don't really care about. It's doing poorly. I need to play differential, I need to do different things to even have a chance of doing anything with this team. So, yeah. Call your mother. I'm not gonna call my mother. Thank you, Elvis, though. Merc plus Ferrari. Yes, Merc plus Ferrari. I think you could go for a Red Bull Racing, but I think the best team is this with Leclerc 2x. What about a sneaky Verstappen pole? Could happen. What about Ferrari Kurz lost 19 sliding resigns, didn't win the next race? I had no idea about that, and I'm gonna pretend like I didn't see it. So is Antonelli 2x for non-limitless teams? No, I still think it's Leclerc if you have him. Stroll or Bortoletto? Bortoletto is the safe pick. Stroll is the high risk, high reward pick. Odds of Stroll's DNF, I'd put it at like 70%. Always call your mom, mate. You are right. But I don't love that it's a guy named Elvis who's like, call your mom. Call your mother. Not even mom. Call your mother with a period. That's a bit ominous, man. Would you do Bortoletto to Leclerc for -10? Yes. That seems like a no-brainer. Buy Ocon or Hadjar? I mean, Hadjar for points, but like how many points is he realistically scoring? I think Ocon is going to be the play for next week. Oh, it was a tip of the week. Call your mum. That is a good tip. Calling your mother is always a good tip of the week. I saw it a bit late, so I was like, what are we talking about, Elvis? I didn't mean it as anything bad to you, though. Keep Lawson or sell? Definitely keep. Lawson is 100% a keep. He's going to be, like, everyone is going to buy Lawson next week, so you're basically just a transfer ahead if you already own him. I'm really jealous of the people that have Lawson. He's going to probably drop in price this week, but he's very likely to increase in price as long as he doesn't DNF this race. Just due to his high score from Canada. Who do 2x and Limitless? Leclerc, you can scroll back. Should I just keep Perez? I think it's fine. Stay hydrated. Yeah, that's a good tip. Bottas, Perez, Alonso, I have to keep one. Bottas. For sure. For sure, Bottas. Bottas is the better budget pick. He is cheaper, so he's easier to fit into teams. It's easier to build other teams with it. Alonso's the must-sell out of those. 2x Leclerc, Hamilton, Leclerc. Checo or Lawson? Lawson, definitely. Switch Checo to Stroll or no? I think it's a good switch, but just know that it's a massive risk, because if Stroll DNFs, you look like an idiot. F1 Predict, we did that at the start of the stream, Obi. So that was, we always do F1 Predict first thing every stream while people are trickling in. You're late, but here you are. Welcome to the stream, Lou. Can you quickly explain how Final Fix works exactly? Yes, so Final Fix is not a transfer, it is a fix, meaning that you essentially, after the qualifying has concluded and the provisional points are in, you can switch out one driver for another driver within your budget. So you can't go for any driver. For example, I could not Final Fix Leclerc into George Russell or Max Verstappen because they're too expensive for me. But how the Final Fix works is that it temporarily fixes your team. So you get Leclerc's, if I have Leclerc, I would get Leclerc's points for qualifying. And then say that I want a Final Fix to Kimi Antonelli because Kimi got pole and Leclerc got like P7 or something like that. And I Final Fix, I would then get Kimi Antonelli's points for the race only, not for the qualifying. So I would get Kimi Antonelli's points in the race. If I have my 2x on the slot that I Final Fix, the 2x obviously applies for the new driver. And then after the weekend has concluded, the Final Fix is removed and it is brought back to whichever driver you had before. So you gain the budget of the driver you had in the back before the fix. That's how the chip works. It's a bit of a tricky one, but it's one of my favorite chips just because it's quite interesting, and there's like a lot of value in like waiting. Like when you get the perfect Final Fix, it's so unbelievably powerful. But then sometimes you're like, oh, this is a pretty good one, but should I hold it off or should I use it? And you could go the entire season without using the chip and just wasting it. So you kind of have to like jump on the opportunity when you see it. Is Hulk a definite sell? Out of the assets that are guaranteed to drop in price, Hulk is the least definite sell out of them. If you can sell Hulk, I think you should, but you could also say, I'm going to eat the 0.8 million budget loss of the next 2 races on Hulkenberg, or at least 0.6, and then maybe he rises next race. So I don't think Hulk is must sell, but you do keep him with the knowledge that he is dropping 0.6 next time. For constructor, Audi or Racing Bulls? Mercedes and Ferrari, I would say. But if I had to pick Racing Bulls, I think Audi will outscore them this week, but I just don't trust Audi reliability. Say you have an extra transfer, would you change Albon for Ocon? Yes, I prefer Ocon to Albon slightly. I would actually go for Lawson, though. I think Lawson is better than Ocon, because Lawson and Ocon are kind of similar in terms of what they provide this race. But then Lawson is someone I'm going to want to have next race anyway. So I think if I had a magical extra transfer to use, I think I would do Albon to Lawson. Do you think it's worth to gain a differential on Limitless? Only if you feel like you're far behind. If you think you're in a good spot, like in the middle, or you're ahead and you don't want to risk it, I think it's better to go for like a safe pick on Limitless. I would only go super differential on Limitless if you're like really trying to catch up. And even then, it's not like the best thing to do. DS Ron says Antonelli will take pole but lose the position to a Ferrari in one of the race starts. Mark my words. I think that could happen. Yeah. Keep Albon or take a -10. You keep Albon. Worth -10 to go from Ferrari to McLaren. What other transfers are you making, ABK? Because I don't think, like, I don't see like that should be the first transfer you make. So I don't know what other transfers you've made that I would say is not worth a -10, because that transfer is obviously worth a -10. But I think you've made other transfers that I would say is not worth a -10. So, yeah, Paris to Stroll, exactly. I don't think Paris to Stroll is worth a -10. So you have to, when you're taking a points hit, you have to think of it of like, which is the least valuable transfer I'm making? That's the transfer that's costing you 10 points. Because you should do McLaren out to Ferrari, and then you can sit there and go, do I have a transfer to do Paris out to Stroll? I don't think you do. I think you keep Checo. And just remember, like, in 2026, you can do the transfer back, and it's not going to cost you. So if you've already, like, look, I've already made my transfer. I have 0 transfers available. If I do Bortoletto, look at this, If I do Bortoletta to Checo here, and click continue, I get 1 transfer back. So it only counts the total amount of changes, not the, like, each individual transfer. Colapinto and Lawson keep or sell. Colapinto and Lawson are 100% keeps. 100%. Yes, you should limitless no matter what. That is not an M. There you go. Limitless no matter what. Yes. Is the answer. Yeah, I think that's a good play. If Leclerc qualifies well. Do you have a timestamp where you talked about 2x for limitless? No, I don't. But I've talked about it like 5 times so far. But it's basically Leclerc. By like a 55-45 splits. How much time do we have? We said we have 15 minutes. I think I've locked in my team, guys. I don't think anything is changing. Quite a calm one for me. I'm gonna go and tweet this out now. If you do not follow me on Twitter, go and do so if you're on that godforsaken app. I'm really close to 2k followers there. Could we hit it now? If we go and mass follow my Twitter right now. I am like 60 followers away from 2k on Twitter. Hey, and every number is valuable, man. Team submissions reminder. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to it in a second. I'm just gonna tweet out my team. Team locked. Monaco GP. We're doing Paris out to Bortoletto. And Antonelli out for Leclerc. And then don't trust AM or CAD. Reliability. Praying for Audi to not let me down this one time. ... I think Leclerc takes Antonelli in T1 if Ant gets pole. Therefore, Leclerc is in. Final fix video will be out immediately after quali. No matter the result. Boom. Let's pin that. Go and show this post some love. Every number matters. Every number is appreciated. Thank you so much. 257 likes. Thank you so much. 440 people still in chat. What's this? Why am I reading this? What's going on with Charles Brakes? Who said something? Oh, okay, yeah, I saw that. I think it's fine. I think they'll fix it. I thought it was something now. I used Limitless in Japan. Bortoleto or Bottas? I think they're kind of similar. It's a possibility. Yeah, true. You're not wrong, Apolline. Antonelli could get a DNF here. Transfer Albon to Stroll. I don't hate it if you think Stroll can make it through the race distance. What was the Delta in Japanese Grand Prix? Like above 120 points. It was really good. I don't remember exactly, but it was a good one. Any penalties or pit lane starts? No, nothing. Request the playlist, please. The playlist is it's an album. It's the album Lone Wolf by Harry Teller on Spotify. I can put it in chat. I should probably have it in the description, to be honest. There, that's a Spotify album link. It's a banging album. Literally all songs I use. I just use this album for streaming, always. True, happy National Day. Thank you so much, Arijit. It is the National Day for Sweden today. It has been 503 years, I think. Yeah, the Kingdom of Sweden, 503 years old. Yep. Thank you so much. Right, the thing is, budget-wise, it's the same as only Albon and Lawson, right? Yeah, kind of the same. It's just that I think that Albon, like Albon is good, or like Albon is probably like a must-sell next week, whereas Lawson is probably a must-buy next week. So that's the difference. Like this race, Albon and Lawson are kind of the same, but next race, Albon's very likely to be must-sell and, or not must-sell, but like probably sell him, right? And then Lawson is very likely to be a must-buy. So that's why I prefer Lawson. But I'm gonna probably like the odds of me making Albon to Lawson next week is astronomically high. It's so likely that I make that move. It's actually disgusting. You only reviewed 3 teams? I reviewed like 8 teams at least. But yes, I'm aware. Alright, we're gonna go down a bit. Okay. Limitless, we've talked about. Sorry, Manto. Original team. Anything... Ooh, Leclerc on the original team is interesting. I mean, Limblad's must sell. Behrman's probably fine to keep. Ocon here. I mean, I would definitely buy Colapinto. Colapinto is the must-buy here. You just don't trust him? Why are we not buying Colapinto here? Oh, fell asleep last race and couldn't update the team. Perks of Australia. Okay, that's why you still have Leclerc. That makes sense. Yeah, you should buy Colapinto on either of these options. So, I kind of disagree with all of this if you don't have... Because, like, why are we not selling Behrman or Lindblad to Colapinto here? Colapinto's, like, the only good budget building and the driver this... like, midfield driver this week. Unless you, like, want to specifically play differential and, like, not have Colapinto because everyone else has him and hope that he crashes. Sure. But I think Colapinto's a must-buy this week. ABK. We've talked a bit about your teams. Let's see here. Love the profile pick. Team 2, Limitless. Yeah, Team 3, changes up Perez, Alonso to Stroll and Bottas. Yeah, I don't mind it. I like the upside of Stroll. Hopefully you get lucky. Get 83 points in total. That is brutal. Oh, you have Limitless. I would use Limitless on Team 3, no matter what. Even though you lose budget. Team 1, though, changes. Could keep Perez, save a transfer if Stroll DNF risk is high enough. I mean, it's a potential, right? If Stroll does not DNF, it's like this team is really good. But I would have Ferrari here over McLaren. That's the thing. So then I would not do Paris or Stroll. I would keep Paris. Yeah, we talked about this. Okay, cool. We answered that in the chat. Millie, your budget is pretty low, 108.1 million. That's just slightly below average. It's not that bad. I don't want to make it worse by not switching up my current team. Just go for Limitless. It's fine. You're gonna be fine. Okay, so listen, if you're worried about budgets, especially if you're like slightly lower on a budget now, and you're like, oh, should I use Limitless? You should use Limitless. It's better for points. And essentially the only thing it means is that you're not gonna be able to go for 4A in like Silverstone. But who's to say that 4A is even the correct build? Maybe like a Hadjar is better in Silverstone because he's cheaper, and it's better to have like a team of Leclerc plus Hadjar, Antonelli plus Hadjar plus Behrman instead of having Leclerc plus Hamilton plus Hulkenberg. You know what I mean? I mean, Hulkenberg you're probably gonna have no matter what. Bottas, right? We can't know this yet. Lower budget teams could end up being the winners here. It's difficult to say. I think Limitless is the play this week. Points at sign. Points at the sign. Stroll or Bottas? I prefer Bottas a bit. But not by much. Nah, I probably prefer Stroll actually, but it's not worth the transfer. But I probably would prefer... I prefer the upside of Stroll. Do you agree with Sims? Yeah, pretty much. Any last minute issues on the grid? Not that I've seen, no. But let me know if you see anything. We've kind of talked about this already. Definitely no -10. Taheen, I would definitely not have McLaren this week. McLaren look pretty bad. Lindblad also needs to be sold, so it's like Lindblad, McLaren, probably. Yo, thank you so much for the... There's a sub, Haluku. This is a game. Have fun. Thank you for the 5 months, man. I appreciate it. Where did we hit 2K on Twitter? I doubt it. Everyone's already following me here. Where are we on YouTube? Are we close to 5K? Oh, we're so agonizingly close. We're probably gonna hit it in we're 40 away. We're probably gonna hit it next week, I believe. Abhijit, 112.1, huge, 254th global, insane. Paris to Bortoleto or Stroll. I prefer Bortoleto right now. I don't think Stroll is going to finish the race, but if you want to take the bet, go so. Ocon to Behrman? No, I'd save the transfer. Alright, 4 minutes to the deadline. Sorry if I didn't make it down to your team submissions. I'm really, really sorry. I can't do it every week. I hope you've learned enough. I need to set up the watch along. We're gonna stay live on YouTube. Normally I just do the watch along on Twitch, but since it's Monaco, it's special. We're gonna watch it together on both platforms. Alright, I'm ready. I'm watching the broadcast now in case something happens. These are my teams. Thank you so much for a great stream. Valtteri or Albon? I would probably prefer to keep Bottas, I think. To switch to 2 constructive, would you rather use wildcard or -10? Probably -10. If it was -20, I wouldn't. Alright. There's been a lot of spammers today. I'm really sorry. Like, Harshfellow, I see your question. You don't have to post it 4 times in a row. So you're timed out until the next stream. Sorry, bro. See you next time. It's been a lot today. Is Hamilton worth the risk? I'm going for it on... I mean, it depends on how far behind you are, I think. My feeling tells me I should go with Max, then go with Max. Lawson or Lindblad? Definitely Lawson. Lindblad is a must-sell. Lawson is a must-buy next week. Lindblad is an avoid for at least 2 weeks. Should I get Lawson instead of Stroll? I could see it. I mean, you're basically just doing a transfer in advance, right? But it depends. If you think Stroll can make it through the race, you obviously keep Stroll. Or you get Stroll. But if you think Stroll is going to DNF, you go for Lawson. Alright, good luck, have fun, everyone. Thank you so much for the stream. If you're leaving, but don't leave, stay and watch the qualifying with me. There's no reason to leave. We're gonna have fun together. Here we go. Please check your question above. Would you do Antonelli to Leclerc from -10 or FF if needed? I would not do Antonelli to Leclerc from -10. Like, Antonelli is still going to be good, I think. So I don't think I'd use the -10 for it. And then I would only final fix if, like, Antonelli puts it like P5 and Leclerc is pole. I think that's how I would play it. Thank you for the question, though. It was a good one. Thank you. Are you doing World Cup Fantasy? Yes! Okay, so let's pop some information now as the qualifying starts. So, I'm probably posting a World Cup Fantasy video either tomorrow or on Monday. And I'm going to post a league there as well. That's all going to be in Discord as well. So make sure to join the Discord if you're playing that. And look out for the video. If I have time. I think I will have time though. So I'm going to try and make time for it. And that's the lock. We're locked in. That's the deadline. Massive. So World Cup Fantasy is happening. I am doing a final fix video right after this stream. Like, no matter what happens in the qualifying, I'm going to make a final fix video and talk about if I, like, in which, you know, if I think you should use final fix or not. So as soon as the qualifying is over, I'm going to end stream and record that. Or I might do as I did before. I might record it live and just, yeah, I'll probably record it live, actually. Watch along on Twitch. We're doing it both here because it's Monaco and Monaco's special. So we're going to stay live on both YouTube and Twitch. YouTubers, if you're not used to being here for a watch along, welcome. Unfortunately, we do it without music because I want to watch the broadcast and I've not separated the audio tracks because I can't be asked. So, and I don't want to get banned because if I play audio from this, I get giga banned, and that's what happened on Twitch. I got banned once for accidentally doing it for like 30 seconds. So I'm muting up my desktop audio, and we are watching the quali. We have cars on track. That is exciting. When the kick stream, get out. Get out. When hell freezes over, or when YouTube and Twitch implodes. I think I would rather stream on Facebook than kick, though, if I'm honest. Also, my energy does die off a bit on the watch-alongs because I am on like 240% for 2 hours. So I'll react to things that are happening. I'm just not going to be, you know, up here the entire time, which is probably good for you as well if you're watching long. I should get the timetables up, actually. I don't know why I don't have that. We should get that up. Oh, here. Live timings. Kim Kardashian is here. Alright, let me pause this until it is caught up with my broadcast so that you know where I am watching in case you want to sync it up. Alright, who do you think I mean, it's gonna be Alonso, Stroll, Bottas, Checo +2. Which two will not make it out of Q1? I missed it. I'm an idiot. No. Let me try and sync it again. I completely missed it. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Now it's synced. Lovely. Do you know last year's Monaco enforcing a 2-stop? They're not going to do it this year. First watch along, been sub for over a year. Welcome, Zach. Welcome. It's a good one to be here for. I will say that. Checo puts a P1. Huge. Cadillac 1-2. Imagine. What would we actually do if Checo and Bottas puts a P1, P2? Like, what do we actually do when that happens? You need to steal the Discord emotes for your Twitch ones? Yeah, but I can't get them. Send them to me, ruler. I can't download them because I don't have Nitro. So you have to send me the raw file. Tell me the dimensions you need, and I'll get them for you. I'll look it up. Thanks for subbing for Matt and Tommy. You're welcome. Oh yeah, they're not live. Why don't I have all their viewers? How many viewers do they usually have? I should change my Twitch Monaco GP qualifying watch along. 2,000? Yeah, where are all of those? And why are they not watching me instead? Why are they not watching me instead, man? That's what I'm wondering. L streamer, true. I've not started tinkering properly with my World Cup team. I've been too busy this week. I had like my final exams on Thursday, and then obviously a lot of work yesterday and today. A bunch of prep for Monaco for this stream. So that's why like I'm gonna start looking at my World Cup fantasy team like this evening, and then plan and probably post a video about it on Monday. Is my plan. You're here at least. That's lovely. And I appreciate everyone that's here. I don't need 2,000 viewers. It would be nice, though. Depends whether or not Leclerc crashed. When he does his, like, 10,000 viewers. True. That is very true. Leclerc, 114.1. Hajar, only good for 9th. Where did this Norris pace come from? This was a hate crime, by the way. I ignored it when we first got there, but this comment was a hate crime. Bortoleto 6th, Hulkenberg 7th, Piastri 8th, Hadjar 10th. I would love to see Bortoleto in P6. Norris P1, 113.7. And then Leclerc takes him by 4/10, 1:13.399. What was the time in FP2? Stream flooded with thousands of viewers. Yup. Well, now it's Verstappen and Hadjar doing the meme. Came over here because Can uses other things on the phone and have to pop it out. Hey, welcome. You're in. You're watching at least. Doesn't matter which website. FP3 in 112. Okay. You made it sound rude? No, that's not what I meant. 112.7, thank you. I mean, as long as Bortoletto is like in the point, like in Q3, I'm very happy with him as a pick. We're just gonna hope then that he doesn't drop positions in the race start. Where's Russell? 17th? Yeah, that's not gonna stick. Hamilton is 3/10 behind, but purple sector 2. Antonelli's far behind. Why are they so much slower than FP3? Are they all staying out, or are they like tanked up or fueled up? Here comes Russell with an actual time. Only good for 10th. Never mind, it's not an actual time. What is the screen? This is the live tables. Safety driving. Oh my god, that Russell snap. Jesus. That's why he's only P10. Q2, Q3. Hadjar stays 7th. Norris and Piastri have found pace out of nowhere. Oh, I mean, oh. Even despite the new cars, just watching... Dude, Monaco qualifying is always just so peak, man. Hospital Wi-Fi no good so far for watching, I can imagine. I hope you can get out of there soon. Yo, Big Papa Bob. Your tip keeps me coming back for more. I see why you waited until after the deadline stream to post that. Thank you, though. With Prime? Yeah, if you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free sub per month. Which, if you don't use, is basically like throwing money into Jeff Bezos' pockets. So No need to use it on me, but if you have Amazon Prime, you should use it on a Twitch streamer every single month. It doesn't auto-renew either, but... So, I appreciate it coming my way. That's $2 to me, that's not for Jeff Bezos. And Lord knows, I need those $2 to fuel my crippling addiction for this stuff right here. The black gold. I don't have oil. I have Coke Zero. Not sponsored. That's the goal, though. Once I'm sponsored by Coca-Cola, you know I've made it. They don't even have to pay me. They just need to send me, like, a year's supply. And I'll actually promote them in every single video and stream. If I get a year's supply of Coke Zero, you will never see another, like, you will never see anyone more shamelessly plug a brand in your life. Coke sponsor confirmed? I wish. Yo, good griefer, thank you so much for the Prime. Welcome. If you have your Discord linked to your Twitch account, you can now join the members-only channel. Yo, Simonium, thank you so much for the Prime. I'm farming the Prime sub. See, all I have to say is that Jeff Bezos is going to get the money if you don't send it to me. McLaren's looks sneakily dangerous during FP3. You went wild with your Limitless. Wow, I'm impressed. I was not impressed by them at all prior. To be fair, I also didn't, like, actively watch FP3. Yellow flag. What's happened? Black and white flag for Antonelli failing to follow race restrictions in truck. So that's a warning for Antonelli. Oh, Bortoletta's gone. Oh. Red flag. Welp. At least he set a time, but he's probably going to be out. Will they continue this session even? Yo, thank you, good griefer. Very true. Was watching on YouTube, switch over to use the sub, that would have been wasted. See, I should mention that more often. But yes, it does just get wasted because you can't renew it that way. Alright, let's see Bortoletto. That's really unfortunate. Oh yeah, he touches the wall. Yeah, it's just, yeah. Suspension gone. No Q3 for him. Unlucky. Oh, dude, it's the most minor touch and it just breaks the suspension. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, gotta keep reminding people. Most people forget. I will shamelessly keep reminding people to use their Prime. Does Bortoletta get minus points? No, he set a time, so he doesn't get minus points. It's just that he doesn't make it to Q3, which is unfortunate. Yo, Holly, thank you for the Prime. It was linked. Hype train. Look at the Primes rolling in. Was that 3? 4? Incredible. That's like almost a new record. I think it's a record for the stream on Twitch, actually, in total. I've gotten like 8, maybe, over the course of the stream. I think that's my record. I think the most of, maybe 10. Maybe I've gotten 10 once before. Figure it out. There you go. You're just gonna remember to renew it now every month. Damn, Rain messed up with last race tip. Never buy Audi. True. I didn't listen to my tip from last week. I'm an idiot. Was that a piece of gum on the Haas tire? Did you see that? The Sumin? Stroll is the truth. Lol. Oh, here's Checo. Ooh. He touched. Your wife has the Prime membership, not me. I done it last year. She doesn't use Twitch, but maybe I'll get her to set it up. Even see, every month that she does not have it set up to Twitch is $2 in Jeff Bezos's pocket that could be given to a streamer in need. Again, it doesn't have to be me, but you should give it to someone because Jeff Bezos does not need more money. Imagine how many months she has not used a Twitch Prime. That's a lot of money that Jeff Bezos has gotten for no reason. That could be given to someone else. Bortoleto starting loss is amazing, but he's not. I don't think he's gonna start loss. I don't think like Bottas, Alonso, Stroll, Perez have the pace to get by him. Working on linking the Prime. Yo, thank you, Saka, for the first message. Yo, let's make it 9. Huge. We're farming the Prime subs today. Gabby got a DNF tomorrow trying to overtake. Don't speak that into existence, Ryan. He's currently 14th. Yeah. I think he's gonna stay there like relatively around that. Maybe like Lindblad, Ocon, Sainz, Behrman can get by. Yeah, every Amazon Prime user that doesn't use Twitch is throwing money into Jeff Bezos' pocket. Again, $2 is like that's 2 cans of Coke right there, you know? That's huge. That's like half my daily supply. Massive. Oh yeah, oh my god, the Swedish boat. Yo, the Dino boat. It's actually a Finnish boat, but there's a lot of Swedes on there. There's 2 Swedish flags on top there. That you see that the yacht there, right, right there next to the track with yeah. I don't know the person, but I know someone who knows the person who has that boat. Damn, Coke is $1 where you are. No, but if I buy a large pack, it is. You know what I mean? It's like a €1.50. But if you buy like a big pack, it's kind of like $1. Also, everyone getting Prime is gonna get some emotes since Ruler promised he would fix them. So there you go. I do have a bunch of emotes on another Discord server, so I'll probably just input them all, just so we have some things we can spam. I should probably get them also on YouTube as well. No, the hype train is dying. Rest in peace. All right, session restart. Who do we think can get by Borderlands here? I mean, I'm assuming every person getting past Bortoleto here is a success for us, right? Chan points Gamba as well. Unfortunately, Big Papa Bob, I can't because I live in Sweden. Channel points Gamba is not allowed in Sweden because it promotes gambling. So whenever any streamer does it, I can't gamble, and it's really, really annoying. And I also can't start gambles. I think probably like I think it would be possible for like a moderator that's not in Sweden to set it up. But I can't do it actually. It's really frustrating. I think it's kind of silly because you can't buy channel points with money. I guess you can if you sub, you earn more of them, I suppose. But yeah, I can never participate in that because it's banned in Sweden. And I'm not about to geo spoof my location. Oh, someone's stuck. Who's stuck? Lawson, he's 12th. Apparently you have 2 accounts. There you go, Saka. Mr. Sakaka and Sakaka. I mean, you had the original. There you go. I assume Sakaka is the original. With 3 DNFs ahead of it, Bortoletta could get a 0.2 increase. That is true. So we want to see like Lindblad, Ocon, Behrman, Sainz all making it past Bortoletta here. That's possible. Stroll and the 2 Cadillacs DNF, easy money. Yeah, but Stroll and the 2 Cadillacs are behind Bortoletta. We need them to get ahead of Bortoletta for that to work. Looking forward to Bortoletta continuing the streak of audit driver DNF. Yep, true. Yeah, you don't have to link it, Sakaka. You're fine. It's just if it's already linked, you can do it. But yeah, it is a bit of a pain in the butt. It's definitely not. Again, it's just one of these. It's not gonna be the difference between me making rent and not. And it's not gonna make any difference in Jeff Bezos' pocket. I can tell you that much for free. But thank you for the attempt, though. I appreciate it. I appreciate the effort. I'm too far gone. It's an ego thing at this point. That's unbelievably valid. Russell is sending me into panic mode. Why? Behrman, no improvement. Stays 18th. He's gone. Will the current time be considered as Bortoletto's Q2 time? No. Bortoletto would have no time set in Q. So if Bortoletto makes it through to Q2, he will be 16th. Science goes up. Good time set by Science. That's one more position for Bortoletto down. Lindblad did not improve. Yeah, both Haas's are out, actually. That's insane. Alright, so Bortoletto's gonna be 16th then. Who's out? It's both Cadillac, both Aston Martins are at the bottom, then Bottas, Behrman, Checo, Ocon. So double Haas, double Cad, double Aston Martin. Alright, what did... Ooh, that was close by Behrman. He was sliding all over the place. 16th is good, yeah, but it could have been lower. Where on earth are we now? I don't know. Where are we, Game Marks? Have I missed something? Whew. Both Haas out Q3 pretty unexpected. Yeah, I agree. Science in top 10? Yo. Pretty impressive. Both Williams in top 10, actually. I mean, if Albon's going to do this, I'm hoping for an Albon Q3 appearance, right? Haas have dropped the ball. Yep. It's a lot of swearing from the Haas drivers. They are not happy. Feel bad for Bortoletto. Was definitely going to reach Q3 in this race. Yeah. And it was that was not a big touch either. It was not like a Hadjar in Miami touch. It was a tiny little touch. It was just on 4. It must have just hit the complete wrong angle to break the suspension there. Because it did not look like a hard enough hit to break the suspension, but it did, so not much you can do against that. Really, Holly? That's really funny. That's crazy. Monaco can be unforgiving? Yup. Fantasy-wise, this with Bortoleto is good for us. I mean, him being 16th is better than him being 11th, but him being P8 is better than him being 16th. Does that make sense? So since the Audi had pace potential for Q3, yeah, since the Audi had potential for Q3, I think it's bad. But like again, 16th is better than him being P10, oh P11, P12, P13. Apparently can only use Prime Sub on my laptop. I'm not letting Bezos beat me. I love the little like side quest fight that Sakaka is having right now. I'm just gonna call you Sak. Unless your actual name is Sakaka, that would be pretty cool. Yo, is anyone watching from one of those boats right now? If so, invite me next year. Please. Imagine someone's actually watching the stream from one of those boats. That'd be really funny. And please get me there next year. That boat's mental. What? Holy. There is no place like Monaco, is there? Look at those ships. Wow, Antonelli's kind of George Russell's father right now. There's no negative points for Gabriel. No, he set a time. Even though he won't set a time in Q2, there's no negative. Like so, as long as he actually finished the lap, it's he's safe from any negative scores. Antonelli seems off pace compared to F3. Yeah, but like I don't know if you saw the replay shot of Leclerc. I feel like they're not fully sending it here. They're setting a safe lap. They're not gonna push the limits here in Q1 and like putting it close to the wall in the turns to not do a Bortoleto, right? They know that they can make it to Q1 by just driving safe and putting it in the 13th. Sakaka did it! Woo! He made it! Fuck you, Bezos! That's one more of these for me. Massive. Thank you so much, Sakaka. That's really funny. That's actually the funniest prime I've ever gotten, I think. That's the funniest prime I've ever gotten, and Big Papa thanked my tip earlier, you know? So... Ugh. I am starving, by the way. I'm so hungry. Do 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 do. Antonello did crash in Q1 last year. Yup. He did do that. And that's not the play. Like, you don't send it around. Like, if you have a fast car like Leclerc has, there's no reason to put it close to the wall in you know, Q1. Yo, thank you so much for the follows. Dark declined for the follow. Sakaka also obviously with the follow. Taya with the follow. C with the follow. Peppers are so good for the follow. Dima Denkov. Sansaru, thank you so much. Sack hero of the day, yup. Yeah, we reached the follow goal on Twitch. I need to set up a new one. What are we, 400 followers on Twitch? So many things on my screen right now. Oh, 390. Okay, we can get... How do I update that again? It's been so long. Sakaka was a school nickname. Come out with Sack and Kaka. That's okay. That's really funny. That's a bagging school nickname. Do you think Limitless with Russell is in trouble? No. I think he's also just... I think they're all driving safe, and literally any of these drivers could put in a killer lap for Paul. Just the replay on Leclerc's lap, which was Paul being like a meter away from the wall where Gabby put it, broke his suspension, is very telling. I guess that wasn't where he broke the suspension. You get what I mean. I think the top drivers are just driving safe now to not make a mistake because they know how costly that is. I'm gonna go. All right, Q2 has just started. It is synced up. I'm just gonna go get my food from the fridge because I'm hungry. Be right back. Eating stream. Called a mukbang. And the food acquired. So what's the numbers on YouTube now? Usually we do Twitch only, so... Even though it makes no difference whatsoever, yup. Thank you though, Zach. It's still so funny. I mean, we're still 80 viewers on YouTube, isn't it? Pretty good. It is a massive drop-off. It lowers the average, which obviously hurts for advertisers and stuff like that. Hurts my numbers. No, my bottom line. Let me know if you hear me nomming, and if it's annoying, I'll mute when I take a bite. But I need food. I'm starving. I didn't have time to grab lunch at work, and I had to go straight from work to streaming. So I've had no food since like 7 in the morning. Does chat engagement help with your bottom line? I think it helps with like YouTube algorithm in terms of like pushing the channel to more people. If I had a high chat rate, it shows up. Like I usually save the numbers from each stream in case I need to use them. And if the chat rate is high, it obviously looks nice. So like, yeah, a little bit. But like, who knows really how the algorithm works? The algorithm and its mysteries. But I would imagine that people chatting actually, like, it looks good in the algorithm, right? But honestly, I don't know, and I don't think anyone really knows. All engagement is good engagement. I agree. Unless everyone like mass reports me or something, that's probably not good engagement. I'm still on Leclerc pole. That's a better time for Martinelli. That's close to the FP3 time. He's driving properly now. Where did his McLaren pace come from? I must have completely missed it in FP3. Okay, so track temps are sinking, by the way. It was there in P3, yeah, but I didn't look at. I didn't clock it that much. I didn't think too much of it because of how bad they were the previous day. Yeah, so that's my mistake for sure. So track temp is dropping. It was 40 degrees at the start of the session, and now it's down to like 36. 34 even. Yeah, I guess we were too busy looking at Antonelli's performance in FP3 to kind of notice the McLarens. Leclerc, not ahead of Antonelli. You lost out to first in your league by 7 points, almost had as good of a comeback as Max did. Yeah, you cannot let that happen again. That would be a travesty. I believe in you, though. How are you doing this year? Are you ahead or behind? Hamilton yellow on new tires. It's not great. P6 right now. You're 100 points behind P1, but only one that hasn't used a Limitless until now. That should get you above now. I'm expecting Limitless to be at like 120 points. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, track temp sinking is not good for Ferrari. I agree. What did they do with Hamilton, by the way? What even was that? They sent him out on new tires and then he went in. Did they like scrub them? Kind of like Aston Martin did all year last year. Are the new tires not the best? I'm confused. Last year, watching this stream was a massive help. Only tip of yours I didn't listen to was "Don't buy Gasly" would have been the difference. That's really funny. That's really funny. Pit lane incident involving Albon and Lindblad noted. Not something that we saw on the broadcast. Cool. Show us the replay. Don't give a grid penalty that puts them below Bortoleto, please. Yo, by the way, Bortoleto, can you take a new engine or something and start lost? Imagine. Yeah, Bortoleto's P16 and out. Yep. Gasly P9. Yo, where's Hulkenberg's pace? Yo, imagine Hulkenberg's P11 again. That would be really funny. Okay, this is what I hope happens with Bortoleto tomorrow. He has the worst start of all time, so he drops behind, like, Baron, or at least like Checo, Bottas, Alonso, and Stroll, right? And then he still has the pace to actually overtake them, you know what I mean? And then he gets back to starting position, so he ends with 4 points. That's what I hope happens tomorrow. Did you hear Hulk's radio when he got P11 lost him out? Yeah, I heard that. It was really funny. He's so upset. Purple for Max, Sector 1. Russell's only P8, bro. Hello? Antonelli purple. No improvement, but like Antonelli is just insane. He truly, like, he's half a second faster than George. He's actually just George Russell's father. I think Russell could be out of Mercedes if this happens, by the way. Russell doesn't have the balls. Like, okay, if Russell gets beaten by Antonelli this season, no matter who wins the championship, right? Surely he's just gone out of Mercedes, no? Yeah, like, Russell can complain about the pace, but at some point, like, he has to stop getting beaten by a kid that's half his age, you know? Verstappen P1. Uh-oh. Here it comes. Da 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 da. Do you hear it? The music? Max Verstappen. Da 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 da. With that car not capitalizing needs to go, I agree. And I've been like George Russell's biggest supporter, it feels like, because everyone apparently hates him. Like, I want him to win over Antonelli. But not if he drives like this. If Max wants in, he's gone regardless at this point. I don't think they can afford to buy him out of his contract, though. I think there's a clause in his contract, though, that they can kick him out if he doesn't beat Kimi. Yo, wait, tinfoil hat on? Maybe Mercedes are intentionally sabotaging George Russell to activate the clause in George Russell's contract that they can send him out of the team without paying out his contract so that they can get Max Verstappen in. Big brain. Albon hit the wall. Cool. Ooh, what a slide. Hulkenberg's P13. What happened with the Audi pace, bro? Lawson P9, huge. For next week. Where on earth did Red Bull come from? True. I didn't even realize Hydra was P3 FNL. How bad is Limitless if Russell finishes 8th and Lewis 6th? I mean, it's not great, but probably fine. Yeah, Hydra P3. Which 1, 2, 3 predictions? I have no idea anymore. I mean, Max is probably there now, no? That time is crazy. Will we final phase into Max if needed? I can't afford that, bro. I need Charles to lock in. I actually can't afford it. Hulkenberg is probably happier with P13 than P11. I know his fantasy strategists are. Do you final fix Verstappen in if the driver you have is P2? Obviously, I can't afford it, but say it's like this, right? You have Antonelli, Antonelli's P2, Verstappen's P1. Do you final fix? I think no. I think you only really do it if, like, the pole sitter is, like, a bit ahead, like, quite solidly ahead of the one you have. Keep FF for later, yeah. I think, okay, if Leclerc is, like, P6, P5 or below, and I can afford the pole sitter on Final Fix, I think I do it. Ooh, you're going to Vegas, nice. What the what are they doing? That could be an album penalty. I know I've only been over here last race, but isn't it like I'm really quiet? I mean, most people are still on the YouTube side, I think. Like, usually on the watch-alongs, I average like 30 to 40 viewers, and there's only like 20 now on Twitch, right? No, even 13, you know, they've dropped off. That's fine. There's people on YouTube. You believe in Antonelli? Dude, if Antonelli takes pole here, like, just give him the championship. Man, all the budget drivers feel like they underperformed. I mean, I didn't really expect anything from them. I don't understand how Antonelli's absolutely fathering Russell right now. Doesn't make any sense. Oh, also, normally, Holly, there's quite a bit less engagement in chat during watch-alongs because people are, you know, watching along. If Max gets pole, we FF to Max. That's what I was thinking. Like, but do we do if Antonelli's P? Like, if you have Antonelli and Antonelli's P2 and Verstappen's P1, do you really final fix from Antonelli to Verstappen? I don't know. I think it's like if your 2xer is like P4 or below, P5 or below, I think that's when you kind of consider it. Especially if you have Leclerc, because you know Leclerc can take positions in the start with their turbo. You'd be on Twitch normally, but stay on YouTube since it's already here. Yeah, that's what I mean. But this is a one time, or not one time thing, but like a 2-3 times per season type of thing. I probably do it on YouTube. First race of the season, last race of the season, and 1 or 2 in between. I think it's a risky move because it's not P4 or P5 below. It doesn't make sense to FF. I agree. I don't think there's enough upside play. Well, granted, I think it is an upside play, but it's just not enough of an upside play. And I think there's going to be higher upside FF plays later in the season. Our limitless teams are cooked now? Well, right now, yeah, sure, but maybe Norris and Piastri bins it and we, Ferrari 1-2. I'm really surprised about McLaren pace, actually. Somehow they're in this when they shouldn't be. Your limitless is not cooked? Your limitless is not cooked, indeed. No, not like bin it in the wall, but, put it P6, 7, We do kind of like, the limitlesses kind of need Russell to lock in. And at least put it P5. Alright, so information right now from the Swedish broadcast, which is what we've kind of seen this season, is that a lot of teams aren't doing like one warm-up lap and then a push lap. Interesting explanation here. I mean, this was kind of from what the drivers were saying, that because of these new cars that are lighter and also have less downforce, they don't generate enough energy in the tires on one warm-up lap, so they have to do multiple. That makes sense. You've been a professional George hater for years and you're proud? That's valid. I kind of like his antics. They're not going to hold back at all here, no. This is going to be absolute carnage. We need to keep making the car smaller, I agree. Could Hadja be a potential buy going into Spain? I don't... Depends on what he scores here. He's still 12.1 million, so he needs quite a big score to increase. It's not impossible, but I don't think it's for budget. I think it's if we think he's good for points, which I'm not convinced of yet. Maybe for Silverstone? Especially if we're not... Ooh. Oh, Piastri sliding all over the place in that third sector. 12.9. Norris, 12.7. Yeah, Piastri must have lost so much time in that final sector. Ooh! That looked like Hamilton touched. Antonelli with an 18.94. Oh my god, Antonelli's time to the first. It's over. Pack it up. Antonelli's taking it. What's track time? I think it's 34 degrees. Ugh. How big an advantage would the Ferrari starts be? Hard to tell on a track like Monaco. Hamilton, P1. 112.5, but Antonelli is gonna... Oh my god, Verstappen is on the even faster first sector. Ay, 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 ay. Russell, P3, splits the McLarens only. That's not good enough. Antonelli's gonna take P1 here. 112.3, 2/10 ahead of Hamilton. Verstappen, green sector 2. Let's see what he does in sector 3. Oh, it looks really good. Max. Oh, he's 1,000th of a second from Antonelli. Are you kidding me? Warning for Hamilton, failing to follow race direction. Where's Leclerc? Leclerc is still doing warm-up laps. Wait. What are they doing? Leclerc? Leclerc? Hello? If Leclerc's P10, I'm definitely final fixing, bro. Oh, big snap. Oh, that could have been a... That could have been a big hit. Max lost a lot of time, too. Yeah, it didn't look fantastic from the third. Oh my god, they're sliding all over the place. Yeah, Leclerc's in the gear. Whoa, was that Piastri? He hit the left rear. All right, Ferrari, lock in. Hello? No banker for Leclerc. Putting everything on this one lap to end Q3. 1,000th of a second is disgusting, by the way. Come on, Leclerc, don't do it. Here he comes. We might see a couple of wrecks from the top 4. Don't speak that into existence. The limitless users will cry, and they will blame me and my tip. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, I assume Leclerc is doing 2 laps of prep here. Do you think there will be overtakes tomorrow with these new cars? I mean, I would hope that there would be a few. But you also got to remember that the grid is more spread out than it was last year. I think if the grid was as squished together as it was last year, pace-wise, I think we would see more overtakes with these cars, yes. But because of pace differences, you know, people might just sail away and then it's impossible to pass. I never forgot the tip to use no negative in Spa last year. That was absolutely stupid by the FIA lol. Yeah, I remember that. No negative. Max Pole? I think it's Max, Antonelli, or Leclerc. I can't believe Lewis Hamilton is together with Kim Kardashian, by the way. Sentences that should be illegal. I guess not every man is perfect. Gasly pole incoming. If Gasly takes pole, I'll delete my channel. Start over from scratch. Max pole is the funnest scenario. It is. Truly inevitable. Yeah, he's not doing his lap yet. We don't need to see the timing. Leclerc's best time so far from Q2 only puts him P5. By the way. Here he goes. Come on, Leclerc. Come on! Come on! Please! Please! Lock in! Oh, it's bad! 0.1 from Antonelli. I don't think that's going to be good enough. It's not the fastest sector for Ferrari, though. Is he fueled up for another attempt, though? Surely, right? Or is this... Is he going... Yeah, I assume he's going for 2 laps. It seems very early to do it, though. Purple. He's ahead. He's ahead. 500s. Oh, that was good. That looked good. This is going to be purple. Green only. He's ahead. Not by much, though. 24 thousandths of a second ahead. But does he have... Is he fueled up for another lap? I assume so. I assume so. Piastri starting it, but the Leclerc should be the first to start his lap, no? Or does he slow down and go one more? He can make it around and go another one. Yeah, it's Leclerc, Antonelli, Verstappen. That's just what it is. Actually, let's see what... Oh, that's a good first sector by Piastri. 5 thousandths behind Leclerc. And it's a yellow from Piastri as well. He probably isn't fueled up. That would be... Oh my Max Verstappen. What is that first sector? 0.2! In like an 18-second... That's like a second. Another... Oh, sorry. Another yellow for Piastri. He's 2/10 behind now. I don't think he has it. He could be fueled up for another lap, though. Piastri... Green lost sector, but 2.74 behind. P5 ahead of Russell, though. Verstappen is only 66 thousandths away from Charles Leclerc now. He's ahead. Where does he end up? Hamilton, purple sector 2, by the way. Verstappen. Purple sector. He's 2/10 ahead. Hamilton. Hamilton goes P2! Oh my god, where's Antonelli? Is Leclerc fueled up? He's still on track. I think so. Russell's 3/10 behind. He's P6 at best. Leclerc's on a lap. Leclerc's on a lap. Leclerc's on a lap. And it's green sector 1. And sector 1 was Leclerc's bad sector. No, it's yellow sector 2. It's bad. Leclerc's gone. Yellow flag. Antonelli takes pole! I hate it here, dude. Oh, Leclerc crashed. Leclerc has a puncture. Yeah, Leclerc has a puncture. He had a green sector 1 and he just overpushed it. Oh yeah, big snap and then boom, he's gone. Oh, I think Leclerc was on a good lap there. Leclerc was on a good lap there. You gotta believe in Kimmy. I can't. He's like 14 years old. How is he this good? I don't get it. Oh, what do I do? Do I final fix now? Do I final fix? What a session. Oh my god. Kimmy's insane. Great stream. Thanks, Elvis. You can't keep Leclerc, surely. But is there enough upside to this? Oh, I need to make a final fix video. This is so. I said if Leclerc's P5 or below, I'd would final fix, and he's P4. Oh, I hate this kid, man. I think Leclerc had that pole if he didn't mess that up there. He had a great first sector and a really good second sector before the mistake. Yeah, I think Leclerc was on for pole there. If he didn't make the mistake in sector 2. Oh, Kimmy's way too good, man. It's not fair. Dude, Leclerc being behind Hamilton is so bad. If Leclerc was P3, I would not. Okay, if Leclerc was P3, I would systematically not final fix. But now I'm considering it. Love it so much. He's embarrassing the entire grid this year. It's interesting, but you're right about Leclerc. Yeah. Come on, let's face it. Antonelli won't be leading after turn 1. Yeah, I'm not a super fan of it. What's even worth final fixing here? I just don't think there's a final fix here. I think you keep Leclerc. I don't think the upside is that big. Leclerc could definitely take a position here at the start. I think Antonelli outscores Leclerc now, especially on a win, but like he could still get driver today. Yeah, I don't think Fantasy. No, I don't think so. He will overtake Lewis and catch Max. I agree. Kept Kimi, didn't jump Leclerc wagon. It looks good. Yeah, it looks good for now. I think Antonelli wins from here. Glad you kept Kimi. Trust the kid. I just don't. I just can't find myself. I don't know what it is about me, but there's some. I need to get rid of the whatever preconceived notion I have of Kimi Antonelli from last year because he's just. He is the father of everyone on the grid right now. It's Monaco, lads. No overtakes unless safety car. Well, I mean, there could be an overtake on lap 1, like on the starting grid, and then no overtakes. The danger is Max in that spot. Yeah. Kimi's not the same kid he was last year. I know, but I need to get that out of my head. Yeah, looks like no final fix. I agree. Maybe there is no final fix video. I just don't think there's a final fix here, man. I just don't think the upside play is high enough. By the way, apart from Hadger and Russell swapping places by literally 11 thousandths of a second, it's literally the limitless team because Piastri and Norris are 7th and 8th. So, you know. Yeah, exactly. Only Russell is outside top 5. Those who did those who did Red Bull Racing over Mercedes shouldn't be happy because, like, Antonelli's P1, right? Thankful did not transfer. Did everyone just keep Kimi, man? Dude, it's so annoying because if Leclerc had not crashed there, he would have been P2, and if Leclerc was P2, I would 100% back him to grab Kimi on the start. That's really annoying. Yeah, no final fix. Should have better opportunities down the road, I agree. Easy predict. Yeah, my predict is giga boomed. You kept Kimi. Wow, everyone kept him. Not everyone. I think a lot of people switched. I'm so annoyed. Bro, I think Leclerc had that, man. You should final fix it to keep it? I don't think so. That's mental for you, right, man? I mean, it's unlucky, but I back the decision. I'd back the decision making 100% here. I think, I don't think I final fix. I'll just take the L. I think Leclerc and Kimi was actually 50-50. Yeah, I think it was 50-50, but from the start, like if Leclerc got P2, I think it swings in Leclerc's favor, right? So I mean, Bortoleto doesn't really cook the team. He's 16th. It's better than being P13th where Hulkenberg is. Should I final fix for Lawson? No. What, he's gonna get 1 point tomorrow? Alright, maybe Max and Antonelli crashes at the start. That'd be hype. I'd take that. Papa, 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 papa. Charles is coming through in the race. That would require some Ferrari strategies. The car will be fine. FF for Stroll from those overtake points. True. Once again, my main team is being beaten by T3 with Kimi. I mean, my team 2 is beating my team 1, right? Monaco is all about minimizing losses. You're kind of right. You did Kimi 3x and Leclerc 2x. I think that's a mistake. Kimi get the job done tomorrow. Come on. All the Kimi fans are here now. Can't you go to Matt and Tommy's stream? I know they're not streaming. Hamill overtake and win? That's a call. The kid is insane. I know. It's actually getting annoying. Monaco local will streak out the track, crash, and Max and Antonelli. True. I just don't trust Kimi's starts. Me neither, but he had a good start last time around. We'll see what happens. All right. Okay, this is my final fix video. Okay, are you ready? I'll record the final fix video. What about adding Hadden to our lineup? We can fit him in. Yeah, we can fit him in a bit. I think he could be an option in Spain, depending on the Red Bull pace. All right, are you ready for the final fix video? Hello, my name is Rain and welcome to my channel where I discuss Fantasy Formula 1. Unfortunately, I promised my stream that I would make a final fix video after the qualifying to discuss the qualifying and say whether or not I think there are final fix plays available. I don't think there's enough upside, even though Leclerc is P4 and Antonelli is P1. I think there will be better opportunities. I think there will be better opportunities. No, okay, we do that again. Hello, my name is Rain and welcome to my channel where I discuss Fantasy Formula 1, the Monaco Grand Prix. Hello, my name is Rain and welcome to my channel where I discuss Fantasy Formula 1. The Monaco qualifying has just concluded and I promised my chat that I would make a final fix video regardless of what happened in the qualifying and post my thoughts about final fixing. Unfortunately, I'm not going to final fix and I don't think there's really a final fix to play here. You could argue that you would go from Leclerc to Antonelli, but I don't think there's enough upside and with Ferrari starts, maybe something can happen into turn 1 on Sunday. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Boom. I'm going to post that. I'm too Ferrari coded. Suffering on the menu. True. Antonelli winning Monaco. True. That was not a video. That was a short. Still posting it. I'll make a proper thumbnail and everything. Clickbait. Don't forget the Prime plug. True. True. He promised a video, produce a shorts. Hey, if I post it as a video, I didn't promise how long it was going to be. I'm uploading that. With the mistakes included, by the way. Alright, that's gonna do it for me. I'm not gonna final fix, I don't think. I'll just take the L. I mean, I'm probably gonna lose out on points, but maybe Leclerc can recover a position or two and grab driver of the day. You never know. I just, like, let me be clear. I think Antonelli will outscore Leclerc. But I don't think it's worth the final fix chip to play it. And I think there will be better final fixes in the future. Actually, I might change my mind. I might change my mind. Nah. Nah. Trust Leclerc. Antonelli's gonna boom the start. Drop down to like P4. Leclerc's gonna grab Hamilton and go into P2, and then their pace is they're gonna beat Max Verstappen on pace in the pits. True. Max will be first out of turn 1. I believe it. I can't even final fix Max in, so I agree. Would you final fix for Hadjar, like for Albon or something? No. That would gain me like 10 points. That would be objectively worse than transferring Leclerc out for Antonelli. Alright, I'm gonna call it thank you. Hello, I'm Rain. I promise F a video. Answer is no. Okay, bye. Yeah, I'm gonna do it again. I think that's funnier than explaining my reasoning. Adam is so right. That's so much funnier. Limitless in the mud? No, Limitless is not in the mud. What do you mean? Limitless is super fun. I'm gonna remake the video because it's way funnier of just saying lol no. If I'm making a bad video, I might as well make a funny video. Okay, we go again. Hello, my name is Rain and welcome to my channel where I discuss Fantasy Formula 1. Should you final fix in Monaco? No. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Objectively funnier. I'm posting that. Should I do a proper thumbnail as well, just to bait people? I think I should. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Alright. You guys know you won't be baited. It's fine. Nah, first with bloopers. Nah, that's for the stream people exclusively. Add 9 minutes of something. I can add 9 minutes of elevator music. Need a rage bait thumbnail? Yeah, I'm fixing it right now. It should be a short? No, full video. Have like 8 minutes of blank screen to make it. No, I'm not gonna be that mean. All right, I'm gonna call it now. I'm gonna post. I'm gonna post that and then drop out. All right, thank you so much for watching. YouTube. See you on Twitch next time. It was fun. Great session though. Very sad for Leclerc, but damn, Kimi just keeps getting it. Thank you so much for all the Prime subs. Those who did sub with Prime. 5k subs on YouTube next week. I'll see you in the video. No stream next weekend, since I will be in Barcelona. And if you're in Barcelona, make sure to let me know on Discord. All right, bye. I'll see you around.